Boom, 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 boom. Antiparallel. From the moment the choice was made, the path to the future diverged. That's true. Challenge. Supply mode. Have I not done any of the supply? Okay, I need to burn this real quick. Oh, my start. Alright, I'll give you the same anyways. I'll finish the rest later. That's not why I'm here. I like the music setting for the last event way more. This isn't bad, but I can't say I like this quite as much. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's just what you can get from the event. Okay. Story. Slumbering nightmare. An erased existence leaves traces behind as destiny continues marching forward. One week after the explosion at Lviv, the Elmo continues its sprint through the desolate, empty wilds. We paid a bitter cost to break out from Lviv. In order to escape from the URNC's forces, we were forced to pass up several resupply opportunities. Instead, we had to move repeatedly between the satellite cities. This back-and-forth movement continued until we finally shook off our pursuers. All maintenance work on the dolls had only just been completed today. It was only through the support of underground brokers that our combat squads could be kept running, albeit with great difficulty. Even so, the Elmo only dared to move within the most treacherous areas of the Yellow Zone. We hid ourselves in the wilderness like an injured beast, carefully hiding all traces of our advance, afraid that a movement too abrupt would invite the bounty hunters to encircle us once more. We had to shut down power to the majority of the Elmo's facilities to conserve energy and evade our pursuers. Oh no, the crew deck! Can't use it! Only the most crucial equipment still runs, such as the equipment inside the medbay. Spare sunlight filters through the window, painting faint splotches of light upon the floor of the medbay. Though a few rays illuminate the interior, they cannot dispel the heavy, chilling stillness that hangs in the air. I sit on the edge of the hospital bed with Kolpny carefully changes the dressing on my abdominal wound. A farewell gift from Lviv. Though not life-threatening, the tearing pain still lingers, gnawing at me. Commander, bear with me just a little longer. It'll be over soon. Rest more, okay? I glance down at the freshly applied white bandages around my waist and shake my head. I'm better already. I'm more worried about her. How long did she manage to stay awake today? Kolpny shakes her head. Her gaze follows mine to the small figure beside me. Oh, we already have Helena? Whoa. Helena lies quietly on a bed, her eyes tightly shut. Her complexion as pale as a sheet of fragile paper. After rescuing Helena from the underground laboratory in Lviv, her condition continued to deteriorate. Oh, no, I'm thinking of not the new Helena. I'm thinking of the little girl Helena. Okay, that makes more sense. Even upon our swift return to the Yellow Zone, Helena's weakened state showed no signs of improvement, and indeed appeared to be progressively worsening. Except for a brief period of lucidity on the day she returned to the Elmo, Helena kept falling into a state of semi-consciousness, with her daily periods of deep sleep growing ever longer. I administered the nutrient solution to Helena this morning, but she still did not wake up. Commander, if this goes on for too long... An almost imperceptible knocking sound, akin to the faint friction of fingertips against the door, rather than an actual knock, interrupts Kolpny's anxious statements. The hatch slides open gently, revealing a figure with pink hair standing outside. seemingly hesitating whether to enter or not. It's Melanie. Melanie, what's wrong? Melanie does not reply immediately. Her gaze tinged with unease passes right over me, fixed intently on Helena in the hospital bed. If Helena blooms, we'll wilt. I'm scared. What? Melanie clutches the hem of her skirt, as though summoning the courage to reveal some secret. We occasionally experience this sensation in the lab, too. They said that the flower was siphoning. The flower being Helena, siphoning their life force? Is that what's happening? Melanie's words are disjointed, as if she's desperately piecing together concepts and terminology she does not fully grasp. I look at Melanie, who seems somewhat flustered, and try my best to understand what she meant. The flower siphons from within the laboratory? Coultney tilts her head for a while, before slamming her fist on the palm, seemingly having come to some sort of conclusion. Could it be that Helena has now released all the nourishment she once absorbed, entering a withering phase akin to that of a flower? As though startled by our conversation, Helena stirs in her sleep and opens her eyes. Commander? Helena! Oh dear, Helena is finally awake. We were really worried about you. No worries. Helena will do her best. A smile breaks across Helena's pallid face as she struggles to rise. Coultney hurriedly moves closer, helping Helena sit up as she gently smooths out the disheveled strands of her hair. Helena sits demurely, tilting her head curiously to observe the new visitor. Who are you? Why do you look like Helena? I'm your sister. I was made just like you. Helena D68 was my former name. But now, I'm called Melanie. Melanie... Why is Melanie here? Does Melanie know me? Yeah, I can faintly sense the presence of my sisters. Plus, I do sense something special about you. It's a feeling that... No. It doesn't feel like this place at all. It's something that feels like it comes from somewhere far away. Yeah, it comes from, Pandora, essentially. Nirvana, not Pandora. It comes from Nirvana when they open Pandora's box. Ah. Helena finds herself lost in recollection, as if a key had unlocked the door to her memories. Somewhere far away. Helena's gaze grows distant, as though she were straining to recall something. But she quickly returns to a state of weakness, much like a withering flower deprived of the sun. Commander, I'm so sorry. Helena suddenly feels so tired. Helena starts to sway with weariness. Before she could even finish, Coultney, standing nearby, immediately steadies her. Helena closes her eyes and falls into slumber the moment Coultney lays her upon the bed. The girl's complexion grows increasingly pallid. Her face is etched with pain as her irregular breathing becomes more apparent. Helena's recent moment of lucidity feels like a momentary illusion in the face of her current reality. I turn to Melanie. So what exactly were we talking about just now? Melanie steps back nervously, then continues to compose her response. This is just what I heard from them. The flowers require special nutrients. If a flower goes without those special nutrients, the flower will wilt. We've already increased the dose of nutrient solution given to Helena, though. Will it not work? No, the nutrients they were talking about are probably the souls of the other Helenas. That was like what was in the vats. Melanie shakes her head vigorously. They use something different. I think she needs the green type, maybe? Maybe it's the Aphelium flowers? Every Helena in the lab relied on the green stuff. Green. Kolfni. Did the data collected by Groza mention any green fluids? Green. Yes, I remember now. The data that leader Groza took from Chilveg's lab did mention special high concentration nutrient solution of unknown composition. It was used in the child-sized culture tanks. The report claimed that special nutrient solution is capable of effectively stabilizing Helena. That's what Helena needs, right? Melanie nods. We don't really have time to find the lab, I'm afraid. Can we simply determine the composition of nutrient solution? Sorry, Commander. The research reports so far do not specify anything about the composition of the nutrient solution. Besides, it would be highly risky to formulate the nutrition solution without trial and error when we don't even know how it was produced. Does that mean our best shot is to find and take the finished product directly from Paradia's basis? I see. One more justification to deride one. The girl on the sickbed is still deep in slumber. Her eyelashes flutter gently like a butterfly's wings. Yet one could not help but worry if the next flutter would serve as the final beat. No, this isn't the time to think of such things. I shake my head to throw off the worrisome thoughts. I caress the girl's hair as I open my mouth to speak in a soft voice, as though I were making a promise. Helena, I'll be heading off to find what you need. You'll be well again in no time. I'll make sure of it. Helena's body floats upwards from the sickbed, as though her half-asleep self had heard my response. Her three spheres gradually disassemble themselves in an azure glow and surround her, eventually coalesce into a blue, glowing box that Helena contained within. Kolfni, Melanie, I'll leave Helena to you guys while I'm away. Worry not, Commander. Mel and I will take good care of Helena. Melanie will help share the Commander's burdens. Helena will definitely get to wake up again. I leave the med bay and walk straight to the bridge. The anxiety in my heart burns like a raging fire, combusting any semblance of composure I had to ash. The real storm, it seems, has yet to pass. Groza has just finished downloading the latest list of bounty commissions from Brief, though an encrypted network and my name is prominently featured. It is certainly fortuitous that the picture used for my wanted poster only features a hastily taken, blurry side profile. Even so, we still took measures to clamp all external comms channels. The Elmo alters its course once again, heading deeper into the yellow zone. As it stands, acting rashly would be unwise. We shouldn't risk drawing attention to us. But Hela can no longer wait. Quick, Groza, display the Elmo's current route, then overlay the map of every known Paradius base in the yellow zone. Not just the ones we've gone to before, but also the ones we've heard of from underground brokers. We're charting a new course of action, Commander. The special nutrient solution that Helena needs can only be found in the Paradius labs. Her condition is quickly deteriorating. We must act immediately. We obviously can't go back to Lviv, nor can we go in and out of the green zones like we did before. Our best choice is to find nutrient solutions in their yellow zone bases. Understood? I'll sift through the relevant intel and mark every location that might contain the nutrient solution. We've put some distance between Lviv and us for a few days now, so we should be able to remain beyond the reach of pursuers for some time. It would be most ideal if we could find a secluded spot soon. The Elmo needs a bit of a break. But the best move would be to dispatch squads to the targeted Paradius bases. This will keep Helena and Melanie away from danger and minimize the risk of the Elmo being found again. Klukai had been listening in silence all along, takes over the conversation. Her voice remains composed as ever. Remember to keep our supplies replenished. The Elmo stockpile is running low, which means let's quickly locate a supply point. We'll finally get to rest to find a supply point, right? It's no easy task to remain on alert for so long. Klukai ignores Meki's complaints with seasoned ease. She turns to me. Commander, would you lead the matter of locating supply points to 404? Sure. Just remember, the density of underground brokers decreases the deeper we head in the yellow zone. The Elmo itself needs a round of maintenance too, after running constantly for so long. We do need to find a spot to serve as a reliable temporary base soon, though. How are we going to find that in the yellow zone? Pretty sure the Elid and Paradius have already reclaimed the better spots. Mickey's statement throws the options into silence. I stare at the yellow zone sprawling. Foreign map unable. Nope. Unable to suppress a frown from surfacing on my face. The sudden alert sound breaks the stifling silence. Commander, the Alma just received a new message. Huh? That's a familiar signal. It's Suomi! Suomi, why would you be calling at a time like this? Let's answer the call first. The call is put through. After bursts of crackling static, a familiar, anxious voice comes through. Commander, Suomi speaking. I'm terribly sorry to contact you so abruptly, but I've run out of options. Do you remember the doll community that I was staying in? That was like the first patch of the game. Several days ago, the Balkans region got noticed by outsiders. Multiple human squads suddenly launched attacks on our base. Boom. A sudden boom cuts off Suomi's voice. The ensuing footage grows intermittent amidst the smoke billowing everywhere. We fought to our best, but we have limited firepower, and our supplies are... More firepower. More intense gunfire can be heard through the call. We even hear some of the frantic, disjointed shouts amid the noise, like, Suomi, come help us. Sorry, Commander. If you still have... Please help, please. The coordinates at... Suomi's voice abruptly ceases after yet another tremendous boom. The call is severed. The last signal transmitted contained only a set of coordinates. Suomi! Mei-Ling grabs my hand in a panic. What are we gonna do, Commander? I hope Suomi's alright. We must hurry over and help her. Commander, shall we dispatch a squad to provide support? The Elmo currently still has some squads available for deployment. Suomi's situation is indeed rather worrying. However, perhaps I'm being overly suspicious, but I can't help thinking the timing of this attack is too convenient. Commander, you consider the enemy might have deliberately attacked the Ball community to lure us out? But no suspicious signal hijacking or forgery detecting the call just now. It might be something else. Given how hidden the doll community is, the likelihood of getting discovered and exploited by our enemies is very low. Though, to put it another way, the fact that someone was willing to risk the community getting exposed to seek our assistance must indicate the situation is quite critical. Rosa, can you mark the coordinates Suomi gave us on the map? Rosa swiftly marks a flashing red dot on the map. I studied the set of coordinates marked on the map, weigh my options briefly, then issue my orders. All units, go on high alert. New objective, proceed immediately to coordinates provided by Suomi. If our companions have called for us, it's only natural we help them resolve their crisis. We will then use that as a springboard to locate the Paradius facilities if a trap has been laid at our doorstep. We'll start by rescuing Suomi. Understood. I need to get my lunch. Breakfast, really. have a bowl of delicious food. A meticulously tended garden sits within a certain corner of the White Zone. A poised, elegant girl in a white dress silently enters the garden. Stopping behind, Dandelion is currently pruning some flower stems at a leisurely pace. Lady Dandelion, an immense fluctuation in collapsed radiation levels detected at Lviv 4 days ago. The radiation levels depicted in the report seem to bear striking resemblance to a certain incident that happened many years ago. The Frankfurt incident. Yes, the abnormal part is that the radiation levels instantly reach their peak, then immediately return to normal. This energy fluctuation was recorded by facilities in multiple places at the same time, so it's impossible for this to be a machine error. Did those old fogies send you over to investigate because they got curious about the truth behind this? A comprehensive report is not yet available for this incident. The fluctuations, the reason behind some of the conflicting intel, are still lost to uncover. I am severely limited in my data access authorization at the moment. Dandelion remains focused on her pruning, trimming away excess branches with her garden shears without turning her head. Please, Lady Dandelion, provide me with enough clearance to access all available data from behind the Frankfurt incident. I will personally carry out an analysis on intel related to the Lviv incident, and involve myself in all phases of the investigation. The boundary between reality and unreality is often blurred. Humanity's ability to bury the truth may well surpass your capacity for deduction. Dandelion trims off a final forked branch before setting down her shears. She turns to Helly. Go forth, Helly. Witness the truth that they have meticulously prepared for you. Just remember, the choices that they offer you are but some of many. I shall faithfully heed your teachings, Lady Dandelion. Helly bows slightly, then turns to leave the garden. At the same moment, a vast flood of data surges into her core. She stands in silence as the torrent of information is rapidly deconstructed, categorized, and reorganized within her level 2. Dandelion slowly turns around once Hilly's cell light vanishes at the edge of the garden. Her gaze falls on the branches that she has trimmed earlier. A small, pure white flower blooms quietly on the branches, having escaped Dandelion's shears by sheer luck. Dandelion gracefully picks the small flower from the branches, rolls its slender stem between her fingertips, twirling it leisurely before her eyes, as she were savoring some kind of ludicrous art. A soft laugh ripples through the garden. How interesting. The ignorant are ever eager to search for unknown truth to fill the chasm of unease in their hearts. Dandelion frees the pure white flower from her fingertips, allowing it to float down to the ground, even if the truth itself holds little significance. Okay. Check something. Incident. And involve myself in all phases of the investigation. Vote down.
这不过是理应出现的结果。很遗憾，您没有再次尝试。
That tastes weird. The acrid smell of smoke hangs heavy over the temporary base. Balthild. Is that how you say that? Balthild. Yeah, I'll go Balthild. Or Baltild? Maybe Baltild. Baltild despises this very scent, which often came bundled with conflict in the past. And for the doll community, this scent often signifies a great danger, which has already arrived before them. Although they just managed to repel assault from their enemy, there's not a shred of joy within the temporary base. Baltild frowns as she repairs Suomi's heavily damaged frame. What do you think? Can I still participate in the next battle? Suomi asked her gingerly. The enemy had managed to surround Suomi in the battle prior, although she did manage to break out the encirclement. With Dushnavaya's help, her frame still sustained severe damage. Baltild stands up and shakes her head at Suomi. I'm done with the emergency repairs, but I still think we should retreat. No, they're farming. The farming network. Retreat now? We're about to run out of supplies. You and Dushnavaya will be completely destroyed if we keep fighting. But Pegasus has already let everyone else retreat into the thermal power plant. We have to hold the line here if we want stop the enemy from advancing through our perimeter. Our enemy left traces of their movement in various directions near the perimeter, as if they were looking for something. If we retreat, the enemy will encroach on our positions and endanger the thermal power plant. Our friends aside have been giving all the future of the community. We have to do the same. I can flank the enemy with Dushnavaya. You can help us bridge the manpower gap with your makeshift contraptions. Balthild. The heroic guardians of the land shan't fear any wretched ne'er-do-well. I don't think that'd be smart. They've been gaining on us for a few days now. If they're ejected the thermal power plant, holding our current position doesn't achieve anything. Besides, your frame is too battered to survive another battle, Suomi. We must return to the community right away. Can we just hold the line a little longer? Our doll community is waiting for us to return, Suomi. Suomi looks to Balthild with an expression bordering on pleading. I've already sent a distress message to the commander. We'll definitely get to rout the enemy once he arrives to help us. Balthild's frown deepens when she hears the origin of Suomi's reinforcements. Will that commander of yours really come to help us, though? Her distrust is palpable. Helping the doll community out of this won't benefit anyone who tries. It will only invite trouble. I don't believe a human would go out of their way to help us, just because the doll sent them a distress message, especially bounty hunters who prioritize profit overall. He's different. Commander would never ignore a call for help. She's got a little line in her face. Suomi's serious rebuttal makes Balthild fall silent for a moment. I'm not going to let my guard down just because you trust him, Suomi. We've been backstabbed by a bounty hunter once. Letting them in just to help us fight these sods off is a risk we cannot take. I understand you can murder Balhild, but you'll definitely trust the commander once you spend some time with him. Besides, I think we're all at our limits. If we want to hold on this temporary base, the commander is our only hope. Boom! Combat starts again. The shrill crack of gunfire and artillery shatters the peace before Suomi can finish. They realize that we're too weak to hold this position. They're starting a general offensive. That's sooner than we thought. We have to come up with a strategy before they surround us. The hero shall cast thy gaze from the high tower and deliver fate's judgment from above. Do you still only know how to speak in poems? Got it. I'll cover you while you snipe. Don't, Suomi. You won't be able to hold them off in that condition. We'd better off doing the fighting retreat with the help of the base's cover. But, according to the commander's reply, he should be arriving shortly. Is there really no way for us to delay our retreat? If we keep retreating... I know what you mean, but... Balto grits her teeth, conflicted. Hold the line away from the commander, whom Suomi trusts, or abandon the position, break out of the encirclement, and retreat. Just as Balhild is about to make the decision. Honk honk. Beep beep. A new yet familiar signal source slices through the battlefield like a peerless blade, carving through the raging inferno that was poised to swallow them. Balto's brow unfurrows somewhat when she finally recognizes the icon of the new signal source. Beside her stands Suomi, whose face is already lit up by a radiant smile stemming from the heart. Reinforcements from the Elmo! The commander is here! Here to save the day! Hey, they blew up! Nevaya, this is great. Commander's backup. I always believed the commander would help us. Reorganize and regroup. We need to hold out a little longer. The hero who will turn the tides has arrived. Turn 0 kill. OP.
相关条例，你被捕了，聆听这千军万马之誓吧。请下命令。为您的轻率举动付出代价。逃得掉，尽快结束吧。
As the final Mangi security drone plummets to the ground as a pile of burning scrap, Suomi practically bursts out from the temporary base, frantically waving as she leads her companions to board the Black Hawk helicopter fetching them. The Black Hawk touches down smoothly on the Elmo's helipad, its downwash accompanied by a mighty roar. And the door slides open, Suomi sees the commander waiting for her in the helicopter's outwash. Standing next to him is Mei Ling, toolbox in hand, a hint of anxiety on her face. Thank you for helping us, Commander. I knew you'd come. A distress signal from Suomi, the signal that the Elmo answers, no matter where we are. Where's that line sound feels familiar? Overwatch. The Overwatch video. We always return the call. We always answer the call. And just sadly leaves to go back to war. Mei Ling hurries over with the toolbox as the conversation proceeds. Suomi! Miss Mei Ling! The two girls reunited after a long separation, hold each other in a tight embrace. But only for a moment. Mei Ling grabs her tools the moment they release the hug, immediately beginning to examine Suomi's frame. As Mei Ling examines Suomi, A doll dressed in a mechanic suit appears from behind her and walks up to me. Thanks. If you guys didn't show up in time, we might have needed to abandon this area, and Suomi would have been in a worse condition. There's nothing. We made it because you guys are willing to entrust us. The doll, whose name I do not know, gives me a curt nod. Seeing that, Suomi steps in and introduces her to me. This is Beltilde. Commander, she's a highly skilled repair doll from our community. She's the one who fixes our frames after battle. I'm just a civvy doll. That's all I can do. You guys did well, protecting that tiny base for that long. I was briefed by my combat squad on the current situation. You guys didn't suffer any major losses, correct? We began our defense of the base as soon as we could, Commander. Our frames have all sustained damage, but not a single companion was lost. I nod. Looks like we managed to help them before they sustained any losses. There's something I really don't get, however. Why did Mangi Securities target you guys? Mangi Security? You mean the forces that attacked us? Yeah, they're a group of rather formidable mercenaries. I've crossed swords with them before. They're usually employed by some unusual employers. I don't think they're sweeping the Yellow Zone without a purpose. Can you tell me how you guys encountered them? We found them near one of our doll community's scouting spots a few days back. They seem to be searching for something, always delving into the wilds near our community while wiping out everything in their path. At first, Big Sis tried to make contact by sending someone over, but not only did the refuse to communicate, they responded by launching an attack on us. We never found out what their actual objective was. They showed no mercy. Felt like they were wanting to purge the entire region. Big Sis was worried about the doll community getting discovered if the enemy kept advancing, so she led the others on a retreat into the thermal power plant. Our squad was left to hold the perimeter. To my knowledge, this region is known to be rather inhospitable, which is why it remained uninhabited. I wouldn't have believed that they would venture here, if someone didn't send me coordinates showing me exactly that. What are they even looking for in a desolate region such as this? We have no idea either. I hope they're not looking for the thermal power plant. The thermal power plant? Is that the one you mentioned before? It's an abandoned thermal power plant. Beltilde gives Suomi a tug, shaking her head. To that, Suomi beams her a soft smile. It's all right. Relax, Beltilde. Mei Ling and the commander are worthy of our trust. We've only mapped out a part of the periphery so far. According to Litera, agricultural experiments used to be conducted there. However, the researchers seem to have abandoned the power plant after failing the experiments. The creepy doll he met was probably its final remaining guardian. An experimental farm? That does sound suspicious. If that is indeed related to the plants in the Lviv lab, I can understand why Mangi Security would have their eyes on it. Suomi, do you recall finding anything Paradius related when you first explored the plant's underground levels with the others? Huh? Paradius is still around? I thought you totally destroyed them a decade ago. Yeah, that's what I thought. But we found signs of their activity not long ago. They're still active in the Yellow Zones, just in secret. They even reached Lviv to cause a catastrophe there. No way. Her eyes changed pretty dramatically there. Then, Commander, do you suspect the link between the thermal power plant and Paradius? The thing is, we didn't find any Paradius-related intel when we last explored it. Besides, humans are hardly ever seen near the doll community. Commander, if a Paradius base really did exist within the thermal power plant, it has remained inactive for a very long time now. Is that so? I think back to the time I visited Orphelian's research base. Crops were not exactly in abundance there. Maybe it really is a coincidence. A sudden calm's ringtone interrupts my train of thought. Big Sis is calling! Suomi, are you alright? I received your message. Is everyone okay? Yeah, we managed to repel the Mankey security thanks to Commander reinforcements. We're having a bit of R&R on the Elmo now. Ah, that's good. Ended well. Good, good. The caller pauses for a moment, right before we hear a flurry of discordant noises, mixed with some muffled murmuring. Calm down. You have to keep yourself calm, Ulrich. You represent the doll community, so act how a leader should. Big sis, we can still hear you. Okay. Suomi, do you mind passing the call to Commander? Suomi nods and passes the terminal to me. A distinctive, dashing doll appears on the screen before me. I know she's in my main melee unit team, or my physical team. Hello, Commander Niha. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Ulrid, the leader of the doll community. Hello. You must be Suomi's sister, right? She mentions you quite often. Really? Same to you, Commander. Suomi mentions you quite often. The doll on the other side of the comm scratches her head as she laughs nervously, but quickly withdraws her hands and stands up straight, as if she just realized something. Well, I want to talk about how Suomi once received your assistance, which enabled her to bring back valuable supplies for the doll community. This time, too, it was Suomi's idea to ask you for help. Frankly speaking, the doll community rarely communicates with anyone from the outside, so I didn't pin much hope on your assistance initially. But you did help us fight off that formidable group just now. For that, I must express my thanks to you on behalf of my community. The doll bows slightly on the screen, flashing a grin so broad as borderline theatrical. Don't be a stranger. Suomi's a companion of ours too, so we're glad to help. Of course, you've helped us a lot. The laughing doll pauses and looks at me with an expression more hesitant than before. Is it just me, or does she seem kind of nervous? What's wrong, Chief Ulrid? If there's something you need help with in regard to the doll community, feel free to let me know. Was I really that easy to read? The doll pulls her hair nervously. Seeing that, Suomi steps in to offer her some reassurance. Big sis, it's okay. The commander's a good guy. There's no need to hold back, so feel free to tell him what the community needs. Alright. I'll just come out and say it since you put it like that. To be honest, our frames have been worn down over the past few battles. We've always been short on supplies to maintain our frames, so right now, we're so low it's hard to keep us running normally. We have some funds stored up here, so I hope we can use that to buy some maintenance-related parts from the Elmo. I'm wondering if... Oh, right. Our friends at the community doll really need those supplies. Please help us, Commander. Suomi, still under repair and maintenance, looks up at me. Mei Ling regards Suomi's damaged frame, then shakes her head with heartache plastered across her face. Parts aren't the only things you need, I believe. The other dolls here, aside from Suomi, have sustained substantial damage too. So extensive repairs are in order. Trusting a bounty hunter in the Yellow Zone, we've already fallen into that trap one time. A wary voice cuts through the air. Baltilde steps before Mei Ling, blocking her from the other dolls behind her. In fact, she seems intent on pulling Suomi back to her side. Baltilde, we can trust Mei Ling. She's highly skilled in repairs. She won't hurt us. Something in my eye. That's a little better. I gave him my word, Baltilde. Please listen. Baltilde falls silent. She looks over her battered companions behind her, then snaps her head back to Mei Ling. Finally, she clenches her fist before giving Mei Ling a deep bow. I know that in our current circumstance, this choice isn't mine to make. I cannot restore my companions with my strength alone. I understand the risk and the hard work required in these repairs, so please accept the trust I will place in you. This unexpected gesture startles Mei Ling. She waves her hands in a flurry as a bashful smile spreads across her face. No need to be so formal. It's no big deal. Just trade me some alcohol, please, because that's what Mei Ling likes to drink. A lot. I'll do my best to help everyone. If there's any trouble, let Mei Ling and me know. We'll do our best to help you all. Really? Thank you so much. The doll nods at me. Finally, she seems to relax, producing a bright smile that feels much more natural than before. The doll community never forgets a favor. Your assistance will be repaid in the future. With that, we'll return to Suomi again. Suomi, once you, Balhild, and Dushnavaya are done with the temporary R&R, return quickly with the supplies and assist the other dolls in frame repairs. Got it. We'll be back ASAP. The call ends. Suomi seems to finally remember something, because she points out a familiar-looking doll that stands behind Balhild. By the way, Commander, Dushnavaya KSVK is here too. Do you remember her? Dushnavaya has remained silent throughout the earlier discussion, but when she hears Suomi mention her, she strikes a pose as though she just saw a hero descended from the heaven. Like a star fallen to the earthly realm, he decisively dispels all darkness. O hero, thy name is Dushnavaya. How does he pronounce it? Let me hear it. Dushani? Dushani? That's how they're pronouncing it. Dushani. Dushani. That's how they're pronouncing it. Dushevnia. Dushnavaya. Dushevnia. Dushani in Chinese. Okay. I cautiously called her name. Dushani looks at me, stunned. Tears slowly begin to well up in her eyes. Her body starts to tremble ever so slightly. Such a warm and familiar sensation. Are you my commander? Yet the past memories are a misty haze. The hero is not found. Dushnavaya hammers her head with her fist in despondence. Suomi rushes over to hold her in reassurance. Sorry, Commander. Do you recall what I mentioned before? Dushevnia's neural cloud is already damaged when she arrived in the doll community. She lost a part of her memories. We didn't have the materials or the expertise to repair her neural cloud, so we couldn't manage to fix her. Yeah, I remember that, and I've been trying to find an opportunity to solve that as well. Since Dushani happens to be here now, Mei-Ling, you try to fix her neural cloud. Neural cloud repairs aren't really my area of expertise. Who's the one who does that? It's the guy. The repair dude who shows up on the base sometimes and usually is over in the black market area. But I can try to use the Elmo's instruments too. First and foremost, assess and map out the damage of Dushani's neural cloud. The misty haze stays not the hero's stride. Please and thank you, venerable great healer. Talking like an RPG in poems. Dushani sits quietly opposite Mei-Ling as the former undergoes an examination. The strange thing is, her gaze does not rest on the instruments before her, nor the busy Mei-Ling. Instead, her eyes have been fixed on me throughout the entire process. Awkward silence. It kind of feels unnerving to be stared at like this. Dushani doesn't seem to the least bit nervous. It looks like Commander really helps divert her attention. Beep, beep, beep. Computer sounds. The instruments before Mei-Ling beep to a completed examination. A completed examination. I try to ignore Dushani's gaze and look towards Mei-Ling. Commander, I've detected signals of forced data wipe in Dushani's level 2. Why is my eyes a little itch? Is she level 2 or level 3? Yeah, level 2, okay. There's more to this. Multiple segments of abnormal code are active. One appears to actively prevent her neural cloud from achieving normal function. I'll try to suspend that segment right now. We need the pink-haired doctor from... Dushani suddenly begins to emit a system announcement in an emotionless tone, just as Mei-Ling was starting to carry her extra actions. Data wipe start. Coordinates reported. That segment had the worst impact on our neural cloud. It actually functions? Suspend the segment and another automatically starts running. Why is this even happening? I still need to verify the operating logic of that code segments. Deshani's condition has always been made it difficult to back her up, even back in the doll community. It'll be a disaster if NeuroCloud records get totally wiped out. Force out the process, physically. Oh no, it's too late. The code is already finished running. Someone had planted tracking code into Shawnee's level 2. It automatically uploads her current coordinates whenever she engages in deep NeuroCloud processing. This is probably why she's unable to process the contents of her NeuroCloud, to prevent her from accidentally uploading her current coordinates. Commander, for everyone's safety, we better relocate the element to prevent the enemy from finding what's in this region. What a familiar segment of code. Hey, Dandelion here. Please help us out. Our super computer hacker. Dandelion's voice comes from the diner gate beside me, her tone reminiscent of someone recalling an interesting event. Relax, Mei-Ling. Your course of action was without fault. This child's coordinates are automatically sent to those who have command permissions over her, whenever she processes her NeuroCloud. It appears that her NeuroCloud hasn't been synced to the cloud for a long time. That segment of code is simply a basic one used for transmission of coordinates, usually used by dolls dispatched on missions. Facilitates their retrieval by logistics personnel. This kind of approach is rather Griffin style. Griffin style? A way for me to describe something as pedantic and antiquated. But why would Dishmaya's NeuroCloud have these segments of code? So many of us left Griffin back then. Indeed. Most of the Griffin dolls were sent to a variety of different organizations. Thus the name goes for some of the data and classified information held within them. Back then, such codes embedded within the NeuroClouds of certain Griffin dolls to facilitate their retrieval. Looks like Dishmaya is one of them. What on earth happened to her over the last decade? She no longer had her memories when I found her again. I have absolutely no clue why she ended up wandering the Yellow Zone, and how she left Griffin. In any case, I'll go back up to Dishmaya's NeuroCloud right now. We'll decide our next course of action after that. Truth be told, what comes next is already known. Dandelion pauses as if finding amusement and interest in what she just discovered. I've tracked down the destination of the set coordinates. Their priority destination is Mangi Security. What? Mangi Security? Isn't that the group that attacked us? Dushnavaya's eyes widen at this revelation. Did our friends from the community get attacked because of me? No way. That's just a coincidence, right? Dushnavaya's been with us for a long time now. Mangi Security would have come knocking way earlier if that was really Dushnavaya's fault. But the thing is, I really do not remember the past. Dushnaya curls up into a ball, somewhat dejected. Maybe I lost my old records because of Mangi Security. Maybe I should have been destroyed by Mangi Security. Yet I escaped. That's why Mangi Security kept tracking my coordinates till they found me here. Hey, I won't tell you to talk about yourself like that. I won't allow you to. The frame you inhabit now was painstakingly restored by Rosalind. It has nothing to do with Mangi Security. Yeah, besides, the coordinates are only uploaded just now. So Mangi Security only knows where you are from this very moment. There's no way they set off to track you down a few days ago. Then, if it wasn't Mangi Security, who's the one trying to track me down? Now that's the interesting part. Dandelion pauses for dramatic effect. Once they received your coordinates, the data was relayed to an endpoint in a white zone. Take a guess. Who could that be? The conglomerate. Bing bong, that's right. Relaying it is completely unnecessary if Mangi Security actually wanted her coordinates themselves. Since they are sent to a white zone, it's highly likely that the powers behind Mangi Security want her coordinates. I never expected the conglomerate's tendrils to reach behind Griffin, too. The times have changed, after all. Griffin was once a force to be reckoned with, but it became no more than a small PMC after its restructuring. Thus, like all other PMCs, it's subject to NOMFA's oversight, at least in name. Whatever the case, we should pursue this lead since we managed to find it. The truth behind Tishnaya's predicament will definitely come to light. Alright then, why don't we ask that long, unvisited, old friend for some directions? I'm sure you know her, Commander. The manager of the new Griffin. Oh, hold on. Don't contact Helion yet. If I contact her now, my circumstances will cause her unnecessary trouble. Oh my. I see what you mean. Looks like we'll have to contact our kind-hearted counselor if we want their info. Leva did provide us a specially encrypted comms channel for that purpose, after all. We must not. With our previous communications being what they are, I'm afraid I've already landed her in hot water. Beep. Someone does it anyways. Dandelion definitely connects to this specially encrypted comms channel before I can stop her. Wait! An instinctive frown forms my face as I suppress my discontent, troubled by Kalina's circumstances. Dandelion, you're too reckless. Really sorry about that. Then I'll... Leva's calm voice streams through the comms channel next to the moment, accompanied by the faint hum of interference. Hey yo, you guys really like you're doing pretty well? Dandelion feigns ignorance. I stare at her, speechless, and rub my throbbing temples. Put the matter aside for now. How's Kalina doing? I'm sure it's obvious. Our dear Counselor Kalina is currently under internal investigation because she had contact with a certain terrorist. All NOMFA-related communications records and documents have been confiscated. But don't worry, this isn't her first time encountering something like this. If you look into NOMFA's records, you're still listed as the passionate bounty hunter, the one who took the initiative to report evidence of Parati's colluding with the conglomerate. Yet, if we're talking about our conclusion that the URNC's top brass will draw from this, that remains unknown. Hopefully, the URNC won't pin it all on me. Miss Kylian will definitely stress that the commander isn't what the URNC plans him as. She'll help you clear your name. Lena's spirited voice joins the call. To make the commander take on blame for someone else, I'll never allow it. Don't worry too much, Commander. Miss Kylian's movements will be restricted for now, but it's guaranteed she won't come to harm. Leva and I have retreated for the moment, so the URNC won't be able to find us for now. So feel free to ask away, Commander. What made you call us all of a sudden? Anything you need help with? I do need help with something. I met Dishnaya in the Yellow Zone, as in KSVK. She was supposed to remain in Griffin when I left back then. But apparently, some unknown matters have caused her to be cast out and lose most of her neural records. And can you find me any records related to her? I think you know what I'm about to say, Commander. You disappeared after the Frankfurt incident. Griffin was forced to undergo restructuring soon after. Back then, Kaylin thought of bringing some of the dolls with her into NOMFA. But the complicated circumstances disallowed her from achieving what she wanted with her power alone. She was then given two choices. Accept the provided arrangements, or leave and find her own way forward. Yeah, I remember there was a rumor that you sacrificed yourself in combat. If it wasn't for Miss Kaylin and Leva insisting you were definitely alive, I'd have gotten terribly upset for a long time. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, because of your death and the subsequent restructuring of Griffin, there's a massive loss of data among the dolls back then. In fact, from what I know, Griffin even erased all the NeuroCloud backups to prevent their info from leaking. It'll be pretty difficult to find her old data, I'm afraid. So even NOMFA can't find her old data. NOMFA has no direct intel on it, but I can try asking Helion. Since I'm acting as an intermediary, you won't mind have to worry about causing her any trouble. Many thanks. Be sure to inform me of anything that Shnaya and Manga Security comes up with. We'll get a swifter grasp on the situation if we utilize our insiders. Commander, I'm sure Kayla told you before. Nikita is still working at Maggie Security. Why don't we enlist her help? Worry not, we'll set up a completely anonymous comms channel, so that even if it gets compromised, no one can trace it to any of us. Okay, I need Nikita to check if Maggie Security has just Naya's neural cloud backups. Nikita, my favorite one. Nikita's top 2 characters, no, top 3. Groza, Nikita, and I can't pronounce her name. Delvny. Just Navaya, who has been quietly listening throughout the discussion, joined the conversation. And DP12? This is a name branded within the depths of my soul. DP12. The name that slipped from Deshnaya's lips plunges the room into a brief silence. If my memory serves me right, DP12 was also a doll that once belonged to Griffin. That's right, but now that you mentioned it, I feel like we haven't heard much about DP12 got up to all these years. Where did you go after Griffin got restructured? Deshnaya simply shakes her head helplessly. Though the traveler asks, the Book of Fate is but a dearth of answers for the questions it beholds. She's just crying. Looks like we have even more mysteries to solve. Got it. We will track down intel regarding DP12 alongside your efforts. I will notify you immediately once the comm channel is established, Commander. No, it's gonna be very long. I'm super hungry. Okay. I just need to do a little bit more. Feel a little better. Next one. Phantom construct. At times, the truth is not important, only the answer that you seek. Much like a falling stone ripples a lake, the repercussions from Leviv's explosion continue to reverberate throughout the White Zone to this day. Various major factions endeavor to uncover the truth behind Leviv incident, amidst a peculiar sense of discord. Investigations of intel pertaining to the radiation in the conglomerate's lab personnel are performed one by one in quick succession. An odd sense of tension now looms over the once bustling White Zone streets. A variety of vehicles and equipment from various organizations zip through the streets on the daily, while radiation checks grow frequent and stringent. An invisible panic spreads through the top dogs of the Lviv White Zone, a phenomenon more suffocating and treatable than any kind of radioactive dust. Meanwhile, the top floor offices of Telazo Incorporated. Telazo? Yeah, probably Telazo. A subsidiary under Czech Fabin, boil like a volcano about to erupt. Smack! Berryfield slams a stack of files onto the table. She leaves her desk, pacing back and forth upon the luxurious, expensive carpet beneath her feet. There's no trace of the elegance and grace that she once showed. A smiling woman stands before her in stark contrast, watching the fury build up within Berryfield with an utterly unfazed expression. Oh yeah, the creepy... Was this lady a doll? I don't remember. Or just actually... I don't know if this lady was a doll or just one of the ones manipulating things behind the scenes. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Lady Berryfield. Cocoon bows slightly. Her voice is as smooth as silk, yet no trace of respect can be found within. As a representative of Chet Fabin, I shall provide you with the assistance you need this day forwards. This is all in accordance with Mr. Zimmerman's request. Yeah, I think she was a doll working with Mr. Zimmerman. Assistance. Berryfield stops in her tracks abruptly. The volcano, poised to erupt, finally reaches the point of no return. Her bent-up fury has found a target to lay waste to. You're offering your assistance now? What the hell happened with that explosion? Aren't you all done with processing the intel yet? The major factions are all eyeing Lviv now, so more time for investigation is needed. Cocoon's tone remains apathetically calm in the face of the erupting volcano. Still speaking in a perfectly proper manner, she provides no stray strands for any opponents to grasp. Of course, there have been some unexpected occurrences that did increase the difficulty of our investigations. Difficulty? Berryfield's voice sharpens with anger. We still don't have Chilveg's whereabouts. Her lab made such a huge mess that the URNC government came knocking. That's gonna implicate my Telazo. She must be found. Judging from the circumstances at the scene of the incident, it is highly likely that she's already deceased. Huh. A sneer appears on Berryfield's face as she laughs, as a laugh escapes her lips. Her eyes flash with malevolent ruthlessness. The conglomerate's core personnel are probably really afraid that I'll implicate them. I'm not the only one who profited from this. The intel was shared among all of us, so there's no reason for Telazo to solely take the fall. Ma'am, there's no need to panic. Cocoon reassures Berryfield with her words, yet her eyes are without any trace of warmth. Nothing is final yet, but at least we did identify a suspect who might know everything that happened. We are currently pursuing them. As for the intel processing, I believe that no one is better than me at this, at least within Chet Fabin. Cocoon slowly takes one step forward. Digging herself close to Berryfield, her voice deepens. Chilveg's laboratory was indeed listed under your corporation's name. But since Zimmerman sent me here to assist you, I would like you to say that there is a way for you to define the nature of this incident. You can be the sponsor, or you can be the victim. An innocent victim who has suffered losses. The Rosarists aren't that easy to fool. It is clear that Berryfield does not believe what Cocoon just said. Having dealt with the URNC for a long time, she knew very well the capabilities and intelligence of the one who sat across her from the chessboard. Labs and White Zones have always required a series of stringent checks before they even get approved. Chilveg Lab will always be listed on my name, no matter how hard I try to distance myself from it. What if they were What if they only were listed on your name, at the time of application. So it was only listed briefly at the time of application, is what she's trying to say. Okay. The corner of Cocoon's mouth curls into a smile, seemingly portraying her satisfaction at the state of the current conversation. She ignores Berryfield's furious gaze and walks up to her desk at a leisurely pace, then casually tidies up the messy pile of documents on the desk. A long time has passed since the laboratory's first workday. Perhaps a few unscrupulous individuals have made their way in since then. After all, Tilvig's laboratory is not the only laboratory listed on your name, right? Cocoon takes out 2 documents from the organized materials and passes them to Berryfield. Are you confident that you can pin all the blame on Paradius? I mean, they are at fault. Of course. That is Mr. Zimmerman's wish as well. However, you might just need a clearly visible enemy to pin it on, instead of some vaguely existing organization. Berryfield understood what Cocoon meant. She stares at her, alert rising in her mind to mentally guard herself against this ruthless third-gen doll. In the end, she relents. Berryfield accepts the 2 documents for Cocoon, which bear information about Paradius and the unknown URNC fugitive. About this fugitive, how much info do we have on them? Worry not, for I will search and pursue all leads on your behalf. But before that can happen, I would like to request full intel access to everything pertaining to Tilvig's laboratory. Berryfield falls silent. She feels as if she were but a mere insect that has stepped on a spiderweb, meticulously woven by a third-gen doll standing beside her. Feeling the hesitation within her prey, Cocoon reminds Berryfield again in a soft voice. We do not have much time left before our guests from the URNC arrive. The sentence proves decisive, for even if a trap lies before her, Berryfield has no other option but to step right into it. Fine. We'll go with that plan. I'll have my people wipe all evidence from these labs. No lab within that area shall bear any traces of links to any corporations under my name. Take every document and material not bolted down. What cannot be removed from the labs must be destroyed. Aside from that, I'll need some useful sacrificial pawns for when I need to wrap things up. Blue Sphere's in the name, right? Doesn't the conglomerate have that third-gen doll lying around? Can't we get her to lead some mangy security teams to go take care of things? All evidence must be wiped clean from the earth to ensure that nothing can implicate my coronation. My corporation. I said coronation, my bad. You're not being kinged. I'm afraid the request cannot be fulfilled in accordance with your wishes. Cocoon shakes her head, rejecting Berryfield's request. Due to the previous incident, Mangy Security refuses to place any third-gen dolls as operational commanders. I mean, that's 100% fair. I agree with that. However, they have requested third-gen doll to provide operational support like they always do. This is something I do like. Their stories are consistently, besides just tying together, they're staying consistent with actual just normal logic and not just completely dumb shit. I really appreciate that in story writing. Not just making completely dumb. Not everybody's just like some complete moron besides the MC. That is not what's happening here at all. And the writers are doing a good job. Do as you must then, but keep it clean. I don't want to see any more loose-lipped creatures appear in that area. Cocoon's smile grows gentle. Everything is going as planned. Of course, I have already picked out some excellent candidates for the job. I will take care of this matter for you. Late at night, most areas within Mangy Security have already been locked and shut down. Only the server room hosting the core database continues to operate with a low, steady hum. Nikita silently slips past the security cameras under the cover of night. She sneaks into the server room, stopping before an unremarkable maintenance terminal. She connects a tiny device to an access point, bypassing 2 layers of verification with the clearance she obtained. Security comes to life, showering Nikita with an icy blue light as she focuses on finding the target archives of her mission. Boss, I found the archives designated KSVK and DP12 within Mangy Security database. Nikita, you're back doing awesome shit. Trying to get revenge on who killed your caused the death of literal orphans. Nikita's voice, mixed with electrical interference, comes through the encrypted channel. Be careful, Nikita. Don't overextend yourself. Prioritize looking through Maggie Security's internal archives records. They were marked as fully decommissioned several years ago, according to the data currently publicly available to us. I look down at the archives that Nikita sent over. The records are indeed rather sparse in detail. I furrow my brow. The archived records are too sparse. Too clean. Can you check why? Look through Mengi's HR systems, but don't forget to search for KSVK, DP12's daily operation logs, and other related records. Hold up, boss. I'll try to hack in the system to gain higher level clearance. Found him. The records indicates that Abujin had ingested DP12 during a Yellow Zone mission. She was deemed unretrievable. Abujin? What about KSVK? Wait. As for KSVK, she was deemed unsuitable for serving humans during a mission, and her neural cloud was considered dangerous. She is listed as decommissioned. Any neural cloud backups and timestamps? It's been too long, boss. The archives indicate that KSVK and DP12 joined Maggie Security upon Griffith's disbandment. Too many years have passed. It's nearly impossible to find a neural cloud backup from that year. Besides, the files have clearly stated their neural cloud backups have been disposed of. There's something very fishy going on here. Would Maggie Security really just give up on two expensive elite dolls just like that? No. In fact, she's so awesome, she sniped that creepy doll from across with one hand, falling like a Halo character. Besides, KSVK wasn't really totally destroyed. Someone must have edited those records. Should I tell Nikita to keep looking into it? Just as I'm deep in thought, Nikita's voice cuts in, her tone subtly different. Wait a minute, boss. Nikita lines up two files on terminal screen. One file shows DP12's picture from Nikita's own neural records, and an ID photograph of the familiar blue-haired doll. The other file is a maintenance log, dug up by Nikita from the depths of the maintenance department database. The name written within is DP12, just like the first file. Yet the photograph within shows a white-haired girl who is obviously Dushevnya. Or Deshnya, if you're commander's voice. Let me read this all as one thing. One file shows DP12's picture from Nikita's own neural records, an ID photograph of the familiar blue-haired doll. The other file, dug up, name also written DB12, just like the first file. Yet the photograph within shows a white-haired girl, who's obviously her Dushevnya. Okay. I remember spotting DP12's name in an archive named Project Coronal Hole once. Her frame was donned with blue hair back then. With that in mind, this maintenance log depicts DP12. His frame looks different than the one I saw in Project Coronal Hole. Sorry to disturb you, Mr. Reminiscing, Commander, but someone from Mega Security is attempting to connect to Dushevnya for a call. Should we put them through? I can't access further intel with my current database clearance. I'll try to find someone with a higher rank than me, so that I can use theirs to investigate this matter further. I'll notify you as soon as I have more information. Please do, I'm counting on you. Our detective cop. Glad to be of help, boss. I turned to Dushevnya after ending my call with Nikita. She'd been feeling anxious ever since she learned that her coordinates are being used to track her down. Noticing my gaze, she lowers her head to avoid eye contact. The unknown caller's communication attempt puts Dushevnya in a state of unease. She worries about what might happen if she connects to the call, but at the same time, she yearns for this opportunity to gather more intel. I motion for Dandelion to connect the call to the Elmo's main screen. Better to pursue the truth head-on than to sit and dawdle, afraid of the unknown. An unfamiliar, digitally filtered female's voice comes through. She calls Dushevnya by her ID directly. DP12, part of the first batch of Griffin dolls to enter Magni Security in 2064. Thanks to scoring first place in Intel processing tests, I did not expect to still find your tracks, even after so many years have passed. I have always been curious about you. Who are you? Don't panic. We'll have a chance to meet each other once you return to Mangi security. I have no reason to return. Interesting. Your answer seems to lack the rationality that I expect from you. Reasons are nothing more than excuses that humans use to convince themselves. One may conjure as many as they need. Wouldn't you agree? Allow me to remind you of the fact that your ownership still remains with Mangi Security. Even if someone from the Yellow Zone picked you up your frame and gave it a few repairs. You remain a Mangi Security asset until your ownership information is changed. You only have two choices. Return willingly, or be escorted back by the team that I will keep sending after you. I can't find the way back home? I will arrange for a retrieval team. I will send you the coordinates. You simply need to go there at the designated time. I hope you won't let me down. DP-12. The caller cuts off communication from her end. Jashnaya stands where she is in a daze, as she's fallen into a chaotic old memory. Commander, that voice, it sounds familiar to me. I want to look for her. A vacant expression takes over Dashnaya's face, but at this point in time, I'm more concerned about what the caller called Dashnaya than the mastermind behind all this. Mei-Ling, check and confirm Dashnaya's personal identification code right now. The caller referred to her as DP-12. What did we originally refer to her as? It was, She should be KSVK. That's what we assumed she was. But she is DP-12. Dushanaya's personal identification code really is DP-12. How is that possible? Looks like someone tampered with Mangi security and Dushanaya's data. Though they only altered a part of it. I shift my gaze to the signal traces left on the screen, thinking back to the contents of the archives that Nikita had just briefed me on. It's possible that the individual tampered with the data doesn't know about the existence of Project Coronal Hole at all. Which is why the intel within the archive of Project Coronal Hole remains unedited. We found the loophole. There's so much to read. More. Okay. Dreams Harbor. The perfect harbor built in solitude, waiting for the day it will truly be realized. It will be truly realized. Okay. I need a short break to eat my breakfast. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can finally use my... It took them, what, like 5 or 6 months now since they released this skin? I finally have a reason to spend these things. Let's see if I can get it within these couple hundreds guaranteed. If I can get them before that, that'd be great. Nothing there. Memorial coin used for quantifying the value of repeatedly obtained items and lucky draws. Trade for other items. The rebellious top. A little showy for a student, and it gives the impression that the wearer could do just about anything. And indeed, that is the case. Swappable accessory for Deshnaya's outfit. Oh. So. That's kind of cool. I'll put that up somewhere. Squizicuria. Mazing Nagat. This outfit is very suitable for Arctic warfare. Big and very detailed. Looks like somebody had a very vivid recollection of it. Hey, there we go. Something good. Bing! Rippling Mystery. The underwear. Below the glittering waves of light, a maiden's secret is vaguely visible. That's a description. A swappable accessory for Deshnaya's outfit, Tomorrow's Savior. After obtaining it, can be swapped with other accessories in the same slot. Targeting evolution box. A flawless wardrobe to match the perfect weapon. After opening, obtain targeting calibration chips 3, universal chain 3. Oh, no. I don't care about those. I want the outfits, I don't care about those. Oh, no. I only have 10 more. Nope. Nothing. Sweltering Heartbind. Perfect. Its design features minimal coverage, which perfectly embodies the ardence and allure of the desert. There isn't much there, but it's still hot. Swappable accessory for Leva's outfit, Sultry Tempo. And another one of these. I love the curios. Thank you. Dang. I was hoping to get something better. But it did say... Let me check something real quick. Recruitment. Let's leave it at not Deshnaya, right? Yeah. Leo and Sakura. I've only read 12% of the story. I think we're forever. Alright. Take a few bites, may feel a little bitter. Let's keep going. Ooh, sad music. 2064 Griffin bass. Am I prepared to read something sad? I don't know. Last night, just rewatching something super sad, I was like, God, I'm crying. Stuffy nose, almost crying for like 30 minutes straight. The commander has been killed in action. The message arrives, sweeping through Griffin like a sudden cold wave that shocks them all to the core. The order to disband Griffin thoroughly comes next, even before the message is verified. The safe haven that the dolls once called home collapses in a sudden, thunderous crash. The dolls all feel immensely uneasy about their upcoming fate. You are definitely not who okay, what I was expecting. Everyone is spreading all sorts of different rumors. DP-12. Are we gonna be abandoned with nowhere to belong to again? KSVK is unable to accept the state of affairs. Griffin's disbandment is one thing. But what she finds even more unacceptable is the idea that the commander who once led them through countless crises, the hero who seemed eternally victorious on the battlefield, is dead. How could a man like that meet such a cold, hastily written ending? Calm down, KSVK. You're a DP-12? What? That throws me off. Okay. Didn't realize Helen was that one. The blue-haired doll gently pulls an anxious KSVK into her embrace, hugging her tightly. She tenderly strokes KSVK's head, combing through her hair with her fingers, patting her back, hoping to convey a sense of comfort through her actions. I'm still by your side, KSVK. You're not alone. But the commander... I think a piece of intel like that is unlikely to be something that you and I would believe. Right? So let's just wait patiently. I believe that the commander will be back, as long as he is alive. Oh, okay. DP-12 senses that KSVK has managed to calm down to her embrace. She pauses, then changes the topic. Her tone, however, now carries a sense of helplessness. Griffin's disbandment and restructuring is the truth that we cannot change, no matter what we do. Intel that we have managed to gather suggests that the orders come from above, from the military. The glory that Griffin has created in the past enables it to continuously attract a variety of excellent talent. This was how our Griffin eventually grew into a behemoth of a faction. It was bound to be dismantled before it could become a threat to the currently entrenched political establishment. I don't want to leave. But if we don't find a new place to belong to, we'll be abandoned, right? Will KSVK give up just because the commander doesn't come back in a few days? No! KSVK suddenly lifts her head, her eyes shining with defiant resolve. I believe the fate will eventually guide us to a reunion with the commander. Rest assured. DP-12 smiles with a hint of relief. I will search for the commander's whereabouts alongside you. A simple promise, yet like the sparks that remain within smoldering embers, it sustains the hope of warmth. Through a harsh winter. In the restless, uneasy days that followed, they witnessed many of their companions choose their paths. Some dolls chose to leave Griffin in pursuit of their own ambitions, while others chose to wait for further orders in Griffin. DP-12 and KSVK chose the latter. To wait. Like the rest of the dolls who did not make a choice, they attended a test that Griffin conducted specifically for such dolls. They faced the countless instruments and devices that recorded their abilities, anxiously waiting for the subsequent arrangements from Griffin. However, the future never arrives in the form that one wishes it to.
格里芬对我们的安排下
Griffin has made its decision in regards to our arrangements. DP-12 looks at the finalized locations, trying to organize her thoughts in the best way possible.
不是我们报过名，
We applied to Namfa, but we've been assigned to a new corporation never heard of before.
根本没听过的全新企业。
Why? But we worked so hard.
还记得
Do you remember our secret scores? Do you remember our scores, KSVK?
最优等的
We were placed in the top batch.
能从
An organization capable of recruiting talented dolls from Griffin is no ordinary entity.
我们和
It's very likely that we have become part of some kind of
交易的一部分，
trade deal.
可以不
Can't we stay?
从我们
We no longer have the option to refuse. Once we agreed to wait in Griffin for our arrangements.
这些
I've tried every means at my disposal to gather intel in the past few days, but we simply don't have enough clearance to find out what really happened to the commander.
根本无法知道指挥官到底经历了什么。
Did the commander ever tell the dolls in the Elma what the Nirvana is and is like? I have no idea. Can he even describe it properly? Probably not.
表面上
All the surface level intel that we've gathered is lies
是我们的
that we would never want to believe in. With that in mind, DP-12 grasps KSVK's hands tight, her eyes reigniting with determination and passion. This, too,
这也是
is an opportunity, KSVK.
凯斯威 K。
I prefer to find more ways to gather intel, rather than just sit idly.
能找到获取更多情报的途径。
Only by being needed do we gain the clearance to access and handle intel. She's choosing the same path as Nikita. DP-12 looks straight into KSVK's eyes as she spells out her intent, word by word. Shall we make yet another promise?
定下约定，
Let us encourage each other and never give up before we find the commander's whereabouts.
绝不放弃。DP-12
We have not been abandoned, right, DP-12? Correct. DP-12's answer is gentle yet firm. She blinks, then her voice shifts, teasing now to cut the tension. We'll have to give the commander a bit of punishment once we find him.
要给指挥官一些小小的惩罚。那个人
He made KSVK and me miss him for so long.
似
Maybe I need to play a somewhat wicked prank on him. KSVK finally relaxes after finding her long-awaited sense of security in DP-12. She opens the pendant hanging on her chest and looks at the cherished photo within. A picture taken when the commander was still with him. KSVK had specially invited the commander and DP-12 to take this photo together. The photo depicts 12 and commander around KSVK bearing gentle, reassuring smiles.
一定会再见
We'll
面，
meet again, commander.
指挥官。能再次
Let's
见到
take a new picture together when we see him again.
我们拍一张新的照片吧。到时候
He probably won't be wearing a Griffin uniform
格
then.
里芬的制服
Should we prepare a set of clothing that fits his measurements?
尺码里，凯斯威
What kind of outfit would you like to see the commander in, KSV? Okay.
任何
You can request anything.
指挥官才
Pretty sure the commander won't agree to have his picture taken in a strange outfit.
让他先
Then we'll first get him to agree to a picture with us. As for the outfit, just leave it to me.
交给我吧。
DP-12 and KSVK are soon plunged into a series of endless missions upon joining Maggie Security. Unlike what they experienced in Griffin, Maggie Security, they were treated like machines for high-intensity workloads. Unable to access high-level intelligence, unable to get any closer to the human commanders while constantly getting worn down by never-ending grunt work missions.
回来了，凯斯威
You're back. How did today's mission go?
顺利吗？
How did your mission go? KSVK walks to the cramped quarters of their employee dorm and sits down on the bed, burying her head in her hands. Sensing her emotions, DP-12 approaches her and gently strokes her hair.
回来的时
You're back earlier than I expected.
比预期要早呢。让我猜，
Let me try to guess. The mission went
今
smoothly,
天的任务很顺
right? KSVK nods, then starts to lean on DP-12's shoulder.
敌方只
The
是
enemy is just a group of mercenaries who hastily banded together.
根本没
They
有
weren't much of a threat.
任务
The mission went smoothly.
那么
If that's the case, does something else make KSVK sad?
这么不开心呢？
DP-12 gently pats her on the back, coaxing the downcast doll to leaning closer. It feels as if the weight of her frame is gradually being shared by the doll next to her. KSVK, leaning on DP's shoulder, slowly regains her strength. How long do we have to do this? Every day we listen to orders from above, fighting for them day after day without rest. We're not allowed to ask anything unrelated to the mission, nor will we able to check on any data outside of our clearance level. If this goes on, when will we find the commander's whereabouts, if ever? 12 gives her a reassuring smile. She fixes her warm gaze on KSVK, gently pinches her cheeks. Don't worry, we'll manage to think of something as long as we keep enduring. But it's been such a long time since we last saw the commander. I really just wanted to see him and talk to him again. That's true. 12 falls into silence, deep in thought. She then whips out a data cable, handing it to KSVK with a mischievous smile on her face. Try connecting to this. What's this? 12 offers no answer. She simply smiles as she connects her neurocloud to KSVK's data port. An unexpected scene appears before her. A cozy, homely-looking little apartment. The apartment is adorned with a complete set of furniture, all gently washed by the sands of time. A comforting, soft light spills from above, filling every nook and cranny of the room with warm illumination. In the center of the cozy-feeling room sits a certain familiar silhouette to the two dolls. He rests on the sofa, flipping through a novel quietly. The silhouette seems to have heard them. He lifts his head and beams a comforting smile at the two dolls who step through the door. Do you like it, KSVK? This is a scene that I just managed to simulate within my neural cloud. She walks over to the nearby table in disbelief, then picks up the picture frame sitting on it. As expected, the group photo depicting the two dolls of the commander rests within the picture frame. She runs her fingers tenderly over the picture in a daze, looking at the vaguely ethereal silhouette on the sofa. Yeah, I like it. Being able to gaze at the commander's silhouette like this makes me happy. Indeed. It helps, even if it's just a virtual simulation. 12 ruffles KSVK's hair, then gently squeezes her hand. Let's treat this place as our secret home from now on, okay? Even though it only exists within our neuroclouds for now. But one day, I say one day, we'll turn it into our reality. KSVK clasps 12's hands tight, giving her a serious nod. 12 strokes KSVK's hair again, then looks back towards the sofa. Her eyes are filled with determination as she watches the soft light gently illuminate the silhouette. Please wait for us, Commander. This won't take long. From that day on, 12 starts to work towards breaking out of their conundrum. She uses every opportunity to access intel at work to the fullest extent, searching for every possible trace regarding the commander whenever she can. So the day she sees a certain individual in a corridor with Maggie's security headquarters. I once saw you in Griffin, ma'am. Kalina, maybe? 12 stops in tracks and starts up a conversation with the woman in front of her. The young woman stops upon hearing that. She gestures for her entourage to go on before her, turning around to study the doll that called her. No, it's not. Well then, what do you want from me? Good day, Lady Lentine. No need to address me like that. Lentine's tone carries a hint of annoyance. She stares at the unfamiliar doll with a cold expression. When did you see me in Griffin? I saw you at the memorial service for Heroes of the Frankfurt incident. A derisive laugh escapes Lentine's lips. And I was thinking, who could have ever remembered me? My employment at Griffin was brief. So was that such an unfortunate occasion? What did you want to tell me? According to what I know, most of your current subordinates are your companions who followed you from Griffin and PMC reserved previously. My owner... If you want me to help you find work for your owner, whom I do not know, then forget it. Sorry, I can't help anyone right now, as it stands. Far too many people have been coming to me for help under the guise of being former colleagues. Since your owner was able to enter Mangi's security, they should be able to do fine through hard work. What's going on? Tongue-tied for some reason. Since your owner was able to enter Mangi's security, they should be able to do fine through hard work. What's going on that necessitates dolls passing messages to me? Even if there's some sidelines logistics personnel, it's not like they won't have a place in Mangi's security. Finding where one belongs is never something that others should figure out for you. That is not the case. I simply wish to ask if you have ever seen my owner. DP-12 tells Clintine the commander's name. The annoyance on Letty's face instantly freezes. What replaces it is an expression that can only be described as complex. A long moment passes before a mocking arc forms at the corners of her mouth. Allow me to remind you that you belong to Mangi's security at the moment. We're all Griffin dolls as loyal as you. This is my first time encountering a doll still passionately searching for the owner after their death. The commander's not dead. He's not. DP-12's tone is a resolute as steel. The official reports already stated that he died a hero. I will not believe any news of the commander's death till I see his body myself. 12 bows slightly, ending the conversation. My apologies for disturbing you. Thank you very much for telling me what you know. Did she get angry? I don't think it's just my imagination. That guy's dolls sure are interesting. Oh, I remember who this is. She's the war-torn... I think she's human. She's not even a doll. I think she was that war-torn girl who was leading and was trying to hunt down the commander at one point. 10 days later. Is it really going to work? 10 days have passed without any sign of a new posting order. Would that person named Lintine actually try to help us? She will. When I used the clearance of Mangi's security's employees to look into some data until I found out that she was looking for the commander's whereabouts in private. She did try to clear his search history, but that isn't enough to hide from me. Those who are looking for commanders might be enemies, though. I had a look at her CV and Mangi's security. If she really is an enemy, transferring a Griffin from her PMC would have been completely unnecessary. Not only that, there would be no reason for her to look at the commander's whereabouts, using Mangi's security's capabilities after the announcement of his death. So, she's someone who admires the commander? We can't be sure just yet. Oh, we have a new work assignment. The commander for this mission is Lintine. Yeah, our ownership information has changed as well. Carmen Ignacio? That's not Lintine. Carmen Ignacio was one of Mangi's Security's founders. A core figure within securities management. If we can gain Carmen's trust in the use of her clearance level, we'll be able to gather more intel. The commander's reputation is a lot more useful than I thought. This does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Thank you very much for your help. KSVK and I will do our best to cooperate with you in your endeavors. Thing is, what I want is not mere cooperation. I want true collaboration. Lintine knows well that she has no factions to lean on in the Mangi security of today. Instead of passively waiting for some top brass to extend an olive branch to her, it'd be better to utilize all available resources to gather intel and grasp all that is happening within the security. The doll in front of her has no previous connection to her. She'll become an excellent pawn if used well. I'm sure you know what Carmen Ignacio is. Of course, KSVK and I have been transferred into her ownership, but we've never seen her before. She once served as security consulate for Chef Fabin. It's rumored that she has connections in the military. Is that why you transferred me over to her? Was it to access intel restricted to Mangi Security's top brass through me? The top brass favors using doll machines like you instead of humans. You know, until the 3rd gen doll screwed everything up twice. Only capable of following orders, yet easily disposable at any moment when necessary. This hardly sounds like praise to me. I will help you make your wish come true, which is to find that guy's whereabouts. But once you do that, tell me everything you've gathered about him, once you've found him. I want to meet him. Pardon me for asking this, but are you an admirer of the commander? Lentine frowns upon hearing those words. An expression of clear disgust takes over her face. Huh. My apologies. I've stepped out of line. It's just that I receive so much help from you that it makes me worry a little. I couldn't help but overthink things. Your Mengi Security's best intel processing doll, Carmen Ignacio, needs you. That's all. As for the commander that you mentioned, I once regarded him as a rival to surpass before I joined Griffin. I'm not you, but I don't want someone like that to die such a trivial death either. It'd make me look like some kind of third-rate weakling next to him. A rival to surpass. That is an interesting dynamic. I think the commander would love to meet you. Lentine shoots DP-12 a glare, somewhat displeased. You're just looking forward to seeing some kind of spectacle, huh? Aren't you scared that I'll attack him right away when I see him? Well, from what I know of the commander, I think you two might actually get along, in certain ways. Shut it. No one but me would ever willingly request intel support dolls. If you want to leave Mengi Security to go after the field assignment to gather more intel, you'll definitely need my help. This is a collaboration that can only happen between you and me. You won't find a more suitable collaborator than me. I hope you can see that. Yes, I shall keep that firmly in mind. 12 and KSVK received numerous field assignments after temporarily joining Lentine's team. Most of the assignments involve escorting the conglomerate's top brass within the Green Zone and White Zones. They complete the missions without any fuss and collect intel when they can. Everything seemed to be going smoothly in a productive direction. Until that fateful day. KSVK did nothing wrong. Why does she have to be discommissioned just because of a complaint from a client? 12 loses her usual calm for the first time in front of Lentine. The approval processes are almost complete. I am simply informing you of the current situation. Neither you nor I have any power to interfere with any part of the process. Sorry, please tell me the reason for doing this, no matter what. The frame model KSVK was deemed unsuitable for use in security duties during an ongoing mission. In order to safeguard information security for the client, we request that the neural cloud be wiped for the frame to be decommissioned. It's a request from the client, that's all. I cannot accept this. I told you this before. Be careful and prudent. Do not overstep your bounds. The two of you have been working very closely at the core of the conglomerate. While this provides you with great intel gathering opportunities, you're also more likely to be discovered acquiring information that you shouldn't possess. Looks like she heard something she shouldn't have heard ahead of you. She likely has a pre-mission neural cloud backup. If they just want to destroy current frame, then it might still be able to. They completely destroyed backup within security the moment the relevant procedures passed. The revelation slammed squarely into DP-12's heart like a heavy hammer. Where is she now? 12's voice is as cold as ice. Don't you get it? I was able to learn about this because her neural cloud backup got erased. Her secondment to my team was also brought to an end. Her secondment. Is that it? What? The temporary transfer of official or worker to another position or employment.
Secondment.
Secondment. I did pronounce it right. How have I never... The temporary transfer of an official or worker to another position or employment. Okay. Give me KSV's current location. I have no reason to do that. You still need me, don't you? 12 walks to the Lentine with her voice lowered. A smile is worn on her face, but does not reach her eyes. The sheer proximity makes Lentine instinctively place her hand on her weapon. But eventually, she decides to withdraw her hand. Fine, calm down. I understand how important your companion is to you. I'm also rather interested in what she heard. What made the conglomerate want to wipe her neurocloud and decommission her entirely? I'll tell you what I know once I rescue her. Good choice. Sent you the coordinates. Let me remind you that if you still want to find that beloved commander of yours, you better not rush in unprepared. You still need your job at Mega's security for gathering intel, don't you? Yes, but KSVK has been uncontactable for more than 20 hours since the start of the mission. I'm heading off to retrieve her frame. Don't worry, I won't bring you trouble. I will always put our collaboration first. You better hurry. This excuse only works before the approval process completes. An empty research lab greets the eyes. KSVK lies bound to the ice-cold workbench. Not long ago, she accidentally overheard part of her client's conversations while escorting the conglomerate's top brass. When they discovered that she overheard them, they made strange expressions before ordering her to head to this location and wait further instructions. All her access permissions have been disabled. Even attempts to communicate with the outside world get denied. Oh no, are they going to wipe my neurocloud? My last backup was quite a long time ago. Never mind. I'm happy as long as I don't forget the commander and TP-12. Helen could probably make use of it if she knew about it. I have to resist the wipe. If only Helen were here with me. Mega Security has approved the procedure on their side. We can go ahead with the wipe now. No need, just decommission her entirely. Decommission? It's not about erasing part of my neurocloud, but disposing of me entirely? Let go of me! KSVK starts struggling against her bonds on the lab workbench, but the staff nearby immediately presses start on the neurocloud wipe program. Alien code invades her level 2, tearing at her memories. An alarm suddenly sounds in the wide, empty room. The room confining her is blown open all of a sudden. A figure slowly emerges from the billowing smoke and dust. Executing mission number 8736, retrieving the frame of missile doll KSVK. Mega Security doll? Don't you know that KSVK is ordered to undergo a complete wipe of a neurocloud before it's decommissioned? My apologies, I have not received any info on the task you mentioned. Doll has been uncontactable for over 24 hours, currently executing retrieval mission. Any active resistance from those present will be regarded as provocation against Mega Security. We've been waiting for more than half a day for Mega Security to approve this wipe. It's all because of how sluggish your work processes are. Ignore her. Prioritize the neurocloud wipe. The staff members responsible for wipe quickly returns to typing on his keyboard. 12 bolts towards him, then sends him flying. The code is already running. KSVK writhes in agony on the workbench. 12 quickly dashed to the console to try and halt the neurocloud wipe. Helen, data is disappearing from my level 2. It's alright now. I'll protect you. The program cannot be fully stopped. The damage from the wipe is irreversible. 12 rushes to KSVK's side, frees her from the restraints, and hugs her tightly. But it's all too late. Something about seats. Limiting the numbers. Something hit a target. I think it was important intel, but I didn't manage to catch the start of it. It's okay, KSVK. It's okay. I only went there because I wanted to look for gaps in security. KSVK rests in DP-12's embrace. The eyes that once flashed with a defiant glow now take on a dazed and hollow look. Her speech has become broken and disjointed. I don't want to forget the commander. And 12. She instinctively raises her hand in an attempt to touch 12, but her fingertips stop midair, unsure of who the person in front of her is. Finally, her arm loses all strength, falling on the pendant that never leaves the front of her chest. The pendant's cover springs open, revealing the weathered grouped photo. The white-haired doll watches the three individuals in the photo. Her eyes no longer bearing any of the emotions she once felt towards it. Gazing at the doll's calm, glassy eyes, 12 slightly lowers her head, clenching her fist in silence. A moment passes. Her hand gently reaches out and takes away the photo from the pendant. The disheveled staff members who were sent flying cower in the lab's corners. They scream loudly, claiming the other staff are on the way. They threaten 12, telling her to surrender. 12 picks up Case Vicator arms, passing them with a sorrowful expression on her face, ignoring their shouts, and walking home. Ignoring the shouts and orders. Alright, that might be it for now, because well, think about my food, I'll find out how I feel after that. Okay, let's go. Neural Labyrinth. A guest is out of nowhere, attempts to break down the memories of the lowest layer. The preliminary processing of Dushnaya's chaotic neural cloud is finally complete. Thanks to Mailing and Dandelion's hard work, what follows the neural cloud backups of the Elmo servers after a sorting process. Note that these are just the neural records that we can back up in our current state. Mailing breathes a sigh of relief when the progress bar for the backup reaches 100%. But now that we have this backup, I can perform deep neural cloud processing for her with greater peace of mind. Suomi, Balthild. Justimaya turns to the two companions by her side, eyes filled with determination. Once we receive the coordinates that Manky Security sends me for the retrieval, I plan to go back to search for 12's whereabouts. That familiar voice might belong to the companion I searched so long for. No way. It's too dangerous for you to go alone. A hero fears not the perils that lies their path. Even if they wipe out my neural cloud, I have the resurrection enhancement that the great healer cast in me. Then I'll go with you. That way you'll at least have someone watching your back. I plan to find the reason behind Maggie's hardness anyways. Why don't we take this chance to sneak in and help solve one of Chia's problems? Then I'm going too. There's no way Desmaya and Baltiel can win against Magnesia themselves. No, Suomi, you have to stay here. Given our current combat strength, we must be prepared for a trip of no return going to Mega Security. We have to leave someone behind so the supplies can be brought back to the doll community. But Rose and I do most of the doll community's repair work. My frame is just a basic civilian model that can be easily replaced. Desmaya will help me get there, be a watcher back, or to deal with any sudden tech issues. What the community needs most right now is dolls with high combat strength. If I'm the only one who goes with Desmaya, our success rate increases while still preserving precious combat manpower for the doll community. Now, seemingly free of any intention of changing her mind, Baltilde pats Suomi on her shoulder. Desmaya, too, gets the 2 dolls what she believes to be a cool, knightly salute. Wow. Be like, wow. Rest assured, you can leave everything to me, my brave companions. Then bring a tracking device at least. We'll be able to check on your real-time coordinates this way. Maylene takes out 2 hidden snap buttons from a toolbox and gives them to the 2 dolls. Both of you have backups now. You can now go on your business at ease, knowing there's a new frame waiting for you in the worst-case scenario. But remember, it's fine to retreat if you're into something really dangerous. Don't push yourselves too hard, okay? If you don't cherish your frames just because you have replacements, I have the right to refuse repairing you. I'll send out a squad to back you guys up when the time comes. Backup from Desmaya and Baltiel can be found in Elmo's parts inventory. 2 brand new frames? That must be expensive. I'm fine with us using old, worn-out civilian frames. The doll community has few collapsed crystals to pair. I don't think we have enough to buy 2 brand new frames. That's okay. Suomi's friends are our friends. Right, Commander? Yep. If you really feel guilty about it, feel free to help out with our work aboard the Elmo to pay us back. The Elmo is staffed with many dolls, yet we still have all sorts of troublesome chores to take care of. Mei-Ling will appreciate another helping hand in her mechanic work at the very least. She is the only mechanic in this whole freaking ship. This whole giant super machine. It's like a super, I don't know, an armored vehicle that reminds me of somewhere between a train and a bus. Yeah, maybe I'll no longer have to burn the midnight oil all the time if I have help from Baltilde. I'll help Miss Mei-Ling with her work too then. No, wait. I'll help whoever needs help in the Elmo. Not just Mei-Ling. Cute. Awesome. Then I'll leave my future work to you guys from the doll community. I'll be counting on you guys to handle everything I do for 404. I'm just gonna sleep. What? Why are you hammering me, little guy? They're the ones who offered help. Don't forget, 404's responsibility is to deal with anything that tails the commander. And after that, we still have to search for Paradius bases for the nutrient solution. That's not something they can help you out with. You didn't have to burst my bubble so quickly, you know. The Elmo's been bouncing around the yellow zone like a migrating ostrich for the past few days, all just to evade pursuers. It's been a long time since my last decent nap. Commander, is the Elmo currently trying to evade pursuit? Long story, but in short, we currently are indeed trying to find a safe rest spot. Then maybe the doll community could help? Suomi sits up straight as she just remembers something. Our doll community used to explore some relatively secluded places in search of companions and resources, documenting the conditions of each and every expedition. Maybe one of them will suit your needs as a rest stop. This is considered internal intel though. I can't share it without permission, so I'll have to go back and ask Big Sis first. Don't worry, Commander. Big Sis will definitely approve of it since you helped us. Sounds good. I'm counting on you, Suomi. Suomi and the others quickly finish discussing their infiltration plans for Mega Security. Right before they depart, Mei-Ling approaches Baltilde. insisting on giving her a frame checkup like what she did for the others. Dushnavaya and I go to the Alma's off rooftop helipad as we wait for Baltil to be serviced. She gazes into the distance in silence. Billowing dust obscures the horizon, making it as blurry as our unknown, swaying fate. Commander, dost thou believe in fate's guiding hand? Dushnavaya speaks softly without turning her to face me. Oh, I forgot about something. That should solve that. Dushnavaya speaks softly without turning to face me. Even stars, far apart as some might be, will eventually intersect in the sky one day. Fate, huh? The moment I remembered the name of 12, I felt a call from realms unknown. That call entranced me once more as I saw thee. My past voyages are built a blur to me, yet I knew that you were an important figure in my life. Blur or no, you've guided me. Your name is engraved in the depths of my memory, somewhere. Dushnaya turns to face me, her crystal clear eyes fixed intently on mine. So, couldst thou share some tales about our times in Griffin? Memories of a distant past surged back into my mind, unearthed. The first to surface, unfortunately, are memories of all the political power struggles that I detest the most. I let out a long sigh on instinct to suppress the negative thoughts. Those in power remained in power despite Griffin's restructuring. They merely shifted from a decadent system into another complex, colossal monstrosity. Commander, were you unhappy in Griffin? I wouldn't put it that way. I shake my head to throw off my extraneous thoughts, allowing my voice to take on a more relaxed tone. I had many good memories from the time in Griffin. It's just that my companions are back then. I managed to reunite with some of them, yet some others have become estranged, like the old man. Which is worse, to never see a journey's end, or former friends as foes? Dushnaya tilts her head, seeming to remember something. Her expression turns alarmed. Oh no, I think I know what the worst case scenario is. Mega Security's your enemy, right? Could it be that I'm actually a fated enemy of the commander? Destiny's gone awry. A chaotic conclusion. No need to overthink it. I interrupt her wild rambling with a light-hearted laugh. We're companions. The same goes for 12, of course. I look forward to the faraway skies. Look towards the faraway skies, then sit down with Dushnavaya. We watch the sunset on the horizon together. Dushevnya. The march of time has changed things in ways I never anticipated or imagined. No, perhaps I ought to have known, though. We were already pawns and griffins, after all. Help me ask DP12 when I find her. But what should I even ask her? Ask her what happened the past decade? And if she's still willing to return to my side? That sounds rather conceited of me. Springfield and the others have been following a tacit agreement for the past few years to forget the bad of the past decade as much as possible. If only we could return to the social atmosphere we had in Griffin. That would be the best. Sure, I can do it. Dushevnya gives me a spirited nod, pulling me back to reality. We'll absolutely meet 12 again. Because stars will always reunite eventually. Dushnavaya shines under the glow of the setting sun, her smile imbued with radiant, warm innocence. Commander, KSVK, I'm back. Helen's voice rings out in the cozy feeling room. As usual, she returns home after a day of work, a bag of recently purchased dinner ingredients in tow. The soft lighting illuminates the commander, who quietly sits on the sofa holding a book. Hearing 12, he looks up, flashing her a comforting smile. As for KSVK, she's perked herself on the coffee table, a silly smile adorning her face as she stares into the picture frame. Hearing 12 enter, she pounces into her embrace, eager to be spoiled. This sense of comfort feels just right. Helen hums as she unpacks her groceries with practice motions. Today is yet another day for her to cook her signature dish again. One special dish, refined through countless experiments. The ingredients she bought today, too, are top-notch. That's right. Everything is perfect as it is. Except it's all a fake. Helen picks up a tomato, yet her fingertips sense something out of the ordinary. Were tomatoes always this smooth and spherical? And always so cold to the touch? Someone knocks on the door right at this moment. This isn't the door knocking that comes from a visiting friend. Those are heavy, irregular, emotionless thuds. Every knock feels like a hammer upon the depths of a neurocloud. All coziness drains from the room in a single moment. The commander's smile freezes on his face, as if he's wearing a cheap mask. KSVK, still wearing a silly grin, begins to stiffen her movements like a marionette devoid of any free will. Their necks slowly swivel to turn their hollow pupilless eyes to the door in unison, fixing their gaze on the repeatedly pounded door. Knock, knock. As the knocking grows louder and louder, the cozy wallpaper begins to peel off, revealing the ice-cold metal wall beneath. Gaps in the walls leaked with black, petroleum-like liquid data. The overhead lamp emits a few clicks before going dark completely. Only the ominous red light leaking through the gap of the door remains in this world. Helen crushes the tomato in her fist. It breaks, but what comes out isn't juice, but a number of tiny metallic diner gates. They crawl out of the cracks rapidly before turning into alien code in an instant, vanishing from this world. The grocery bag falls from the table. The eyes then scatter across the floor, turning to more diner gates who swarm all over the place, invading everything. The commander and KSVK dissolve into specks of visual noise before disappearing entirely. What remains is the picture frame that the diner gates have knocked over. The photo within depicts Helen, KSVK, and the commander smiling as they stand together for a picture. Helen picks up the broken picture frame, staring at Commander and KSVK as their faces burn. As though consumed by flame, she watches they fade, twist, and eventually turn into blinding cold whiteness. They have arrived again. Helen looks at the door, still being knocked on. Her gaze turns sharp and icy. Tampering with my old level 2 data. She'll never fool me with such tactics. The enemy steadily invades Helen's level 2, making attempts to launch a deeper attack on her core data. She channels her hash rate, stopping all attacks from breaching past her level 2. Helen walks to the door. Surprisingly, the knocks grow quieter and quieter as she approaches the door. You shall take nothing from this place. Nothing. Twelve is engaged in combat with foreign invading code within her level 2. A cold, emotionless mechanical voice cuts through the chaos. Verify identity. Imprinted weapons KSVK is approved for use. The voice of a human is heard the next second. It reaches 12's auditory module without interference. Long time no see. No, I should say, nice to meet you, KSVK. 12's eyes snap open. What comes into view is not foreign, invading data, nor is it the fake room that 12 is in. A cold, dimly lit doll storage room greets her. She lies within an open hibernation capsule. Lentine stands right next to the capsule, looking down at 12 from above. That is not right. My name is DP12. Her memory module loads instantly. DP12 rises to sit up straight, calmly meeting Lenteen's gaze as if the recent fierce battle within her neurocloud had never happened. From my point of view, it's only been a while. Oh, since we last met. You don't seem to have changed much when compared to your past self, man. But still, has it been tough lately? Your dark circles seem to have worsened. It is the worst I thought it was. Okay, cool. I do remember her. She tried to fight the commander, but also she just wanted to hunt in general. The wipe in your neurocloud was unsuccessful. Lenteen pays no heed to your teasing. I knew that the conglomerate would make a move, so I made preparations. 12's lips curves into a taunting smile. In accordance with my original plan, I returned to the teen wearing KSVK's identification code, as long as you're willing to work with me, and Meg Security still has my neurocloud backup records. A neurocloud won't mop me. A neurocloud wipe won't stop me. You will assist me in restoring everything. KSVK will be able to safely convey Mangi Security's tracking this way. And once I have thoroughly investigated what happened to her, I'll be able to borrow your authorization to find her again. But clearly, you have not operated as per my plan, ma'am. A neurocloud wipe renders KSVK and DP-12 useless to me. Have we turned into disposable pawns so easily? I have no reason to involve myself, not until I know if the conglomerate is still pursuing this matter. If so, what is your reason for waking up me now? Enough time has passed, yet past events have had no further development since. Did you need my help yet again? So how long has she been asleep? 10 years? Like the whole time you've been out? Well, no, obviously, because she worked for the security company for a while. But still a couple years. Lenteen pauses for a moment, as if she's carefully considering what to say next. Lenteen doesn't trust the doll in front of her, but she can't deny that right now, she is in need of someone who would do her best to process intel for her, while still remaining a discardable pawn if discovered. This doll is, undoubtedly, the best choice among all the individuals Lenteen has considered. They share the same goal, and in a certain way, Lenteen believes that so long as she holds enough bargaining chips, this doll will never be able to betray her. Finally, she spits out a piece of information that induces a change in 12's expression. I saw that man. The commander? That is, indeed, an important update. I once thought he became a phantom hiding within the darkness. Perhaps he was on a classified mission that exceeded my authority to know. But when I saw him again, it turns out he ended up as some kind of no-name bounty hunter in the Yellow Zone. And now, the URNC has deemed him the suspect behind a bombing case he's currently wanted. Sorry for putting it bluntly, but have you projected too much of your own expectations on the commander? Humans are the most complex creatures on Earth, compromising under the pressure of circumstances despite having their own convictions. Compromising your own convictions, yeah, I guess that's true. I respect the commander's choice, no matter what path he takes. You do seem to trust him a lot. But right now, you're working for me, so I hope you know your place. I trust the commander, and of course, I trust you as well. I've always believed that you woke me up. There must be something you need from me. In the past, you wanted intel about the commander conglomerate. What about now? Or is this about your work at Mangi Security? You're still as sharp as ever. It makes me sick. I received a set of cleanup missions, but it's pretty clear that they've hidden some details about them. Omen has been a dog for the powerful elites for so long that they no longer see us as humans. Looks like you're looking for a way to break the deadlock, which is why you woke me up. I'm glad you have so much faith in me. Well then, what kind of bargaining chips do you have in mind this time? If you only have the commander's whereabouts, I'm afraid that's not enough. Before KSV's neurocloud backup got destroyed, I secretly made a copy. I did not upload it to the cloud anywhere. Now that's a move I'd expect you to make. If you want her backup, help me solve my problems. Of course. The smile returns to 12's face. Info of the commander KSVK's neurocloud backup data? Such chips are good enough to make me serve you. 12 tilts her head, looking towards Lentine with a gaze that almost seems curious. Allow me to ask one more question. What will you ask the commander if you do meet him? That's none of your business.
这不过是理应出现的结果。很遗憾，您没有再次尝试的机会。
Am I halfway? I don't think so. I'm like a quarter of the way. Alright, I've read 5 out of 16. What time is it? I guess I can still maybe read more. Alrighty. Finally finished my bowl. Before the storm comes, the rain sucks all life regardless of who they are. Coming storm. I do not need the sweater anymore. It's hot. My hands are warm. Okay. Try to open my window, but apparently there's just some kind of construction outside. It goes beep beep from one of the trucks. Scorching sunlight bakes the earth, the air twisting and distorting ever so slightly from the usual heat. Among the collapsed factory buildings stand Deshnaya and Beltid, whose figures seem tiny against the backdrop of the massive steel graveyard. The whirling winds whip up sand and dust, howling mournfully through the ruins as though lamenting the fate of the desolate buildings. We've reached the periphery of the coordinates that Mangi Security provided. We can already see them. There is a significant increase in their numbers as opposed to the enemy forces that attacked our bases. Belteld reports their observations through an encrypted comm channel, her voice slightly distorted by interference. Suomi hides within the shadow of an abandoned building, positioned at a safe distance behind Belteld. She watches Mangi Security's every move through a shared drone camera feed. Suomi zooms in on them. A team of well-armored soldiers waits quietly at the retrieval coordinates, the cold steel muzzles of their guns reflecting the blinding sunlight. Every single one of them pridefully bears on their armor an abbreviation of a company name, Mangi Security. That's a lot of reinforcements. Are they really only here to bring back Deshnaya? Whatever the case, there's no more running from it now. Belteld, hidden behind cover, speaks in a lowered voice. In the past, I would always watch helplessly as my companions fell into stasis one by one because we lacked parts and energy. I've had enough of that. This time, I will help Deshnaya infiltrate Mangi Security and find out their goals. The path of thorns shall plant no fear in my heart. Okay, game character. Deshevnia joins the conversation, proclaiming her determination in a tone different from Belteld. We, who bear the names of heroes, have already prepared ourselves for sacrifice before the journey start. Remain calm. Deshevnia, Belteld, avoid meaningless sacrifices. Your objective is to gain their trust for the sake of collecting intel. If your impulsive action results in casualties, it will only delay our mission to save the doll community. Mangi Security is an enemy of mine as much as they are to you. If anything goes wrong, I'll send over a squad to rescue you guys when necessary. That won't be necessary. I don't intend to acquire any rescue. If we have to win their trust, we should just do our best to avoid a fight with them. I'll try to communicate nicely with them, like how Chief attempted to last time. Even if I can't go with them, I'll consider success if we manage to keep them trust. If we manage to make them trust Deshnaya. Alright, let's proceed right where we're planned. If the talks end badly, then we'll create an opportunity. A squad leader in full combat gear hurries into the command room within Mangi Security's encampment. He salutes the man studying a map before a stand table. Adjutant Loni, 2 suspicious dolls have entered our defensive perimeters. Are they from the group of dolls we fought earlier? Just take them out. Don't waste my fucking time. We're here to clear the area, not to collect scrap. The young squad leader looks towards the entrance with apparent hesitation. But one of the dolls claims she used to belong to Mangi Security. She came here to rejoin us after an unknown individual sent her our coordinates. What? Lenny raises an eyebrow as he recalls the transfer orders from his superiors just hours prior. That conglomerate woman Cocoon had temporarily appointed his team as reinforcements under the pretext of recovering some lost doll. He doesn't really understand why she'd be interested in some long-lost doll, but right now, he just really wants this mission to be over and has no intention to dig deeper into this. Have you confirmed the doll's identity? I have. After a quick verification process, we have confirmed that she is indeed part of Mangi Security's lost doll assets. Her system registered name is DP12. Wrong register, but yeah. Surrounded by a horde of muzzles, Belteld and Deshnaya raise their hands up in surrender. Their weapons have long been confiscated, so their only choice is to wait for their judgment. An opening presents itself among the muzzles that surround them. The soldier's commanding officer walks through with impatience, stopping before the two dolls. DP-12? Lonnie frowns as he sizes up Justivaya. Your frame seems different from what is recorded in your profile. I had her frame replaced. That was mentioned in a report received earlier. The main security squad leader flips through his terminal. 12 described that when she woke up, she found the maintenance doll repairing her. As her neurocloud had suffered damage, she lost part of her manga security-related records, causing her to wander the region for a while. Upon receiving a notification, she arrived at our coordinates to rejoin us willingly. In addition, she hopes to invite her maintenance doll companion to join manga security with her. Dolls can have companions. Lonnie sweeps his gaze over Baltil for a moment, his eyes taking on a cold shine. Where have I seen you before? Weren't you from the group of dolls who set up base here and interfered with our mission? We had no intention of being malicious. Baltil spreads her hands wide, doing her best to make herself look as sincere as possible. My owner passed away, meaning the electronics shop that I used to work in is gone as well. With nowhere to belong to, I can only wander the contamination zones. We only wish for refuge. We do not wish to be your enemy. You'll save any mission in combat against us if you are willing to take us in. You think you're hot shit? Manga security isn't a place that accepts random third-rate dolls. We only take in the best dolls. Old models like you, with little combat capability, have zero chance of getting in. An inferior model does not equate to a lack of combat abilities. I've been living in the Yellow Zone for a long time, so I have a lot of experience dealing with elids and anything the Yellow Zone could throw at us. Besides, I am skilled in repairs. Dolls, big combat machines, everyday appliances. I can fix them all. I also did repair my companion's frame, as I mentioned earlier. Oh? You can fix anything. Lonnie's eyes swirled in contemplation. Then he lifts his chin at his subordinates, indicating that they should make way. There's a broken Jeep over here. Can you fix it? You have half an hour. I can. No big deal. "20 minutes have passed. Baltilda emerges from the Jeep, spanner in hand. She closes the Jeep's bonnet, opens the door, and motions for Lonnie, who's currently taking a rest nearby, to inspect her work. All done. Would you like to try it? Lonnie raises his eyebrows, motions for one of his subordinates to get in the Jeep. The Jeep starts without a hitch. Lonnie looks back at Baltilda, sweeping her frame from head to toe. A quiet escapes his nose. Not bad. Guess you've got some use. I can go fix some of your other stuff if you want. No need, no need. Lonnie addresses his subordinates. Bring this one back with DP-12. Watch them closely. If anyone messes this mission up somehow, you better believe that you're all screwed. Relax, we're not gonna run. He ignores Baltilda. An impatient wave of Lonnie's hand rapidly summons a few manga securities over. They surround Baltilda and Justivaya and escort them away. Lonnie watches the dolls get taken away, then turns his gaze back to the squad beside him, still waiting on standby. The hell are you waiting here for? Mission deadline not tight enough? Go clear out this region. ASAP. We're fast enough already. The thing is, the dolls are putting up a fierce resistance, and there are more of them than we expected. Are you saying that these dolls might be under the control of an underground broker or some other faction? Very likely, yes. Do you expect some faction to back dolls in the middle of nowhere? I don't care what kind of difficulty you're facing. This mission must be completed on time. Understood. We shall begin to launch an attack on the next cleanup area. As the Mangy security squad carries out their mission, the clarion call to battle is sounded. The sounds of gunfire, explosions, and clashing of metal begins to echo through the wilderness once more. Team Groza emerges from the shadows of a ruin, reporting their scouting efforts to the Ilmo. Commander, Manga security seems to have successfully retrieved Justivaya and Baltilda. However, they have begun attacking another area. Should we intervene? Tomi, any companions from your adult community in that area? Nope. Big Sis got everyone to retreat from that area some time back. But still, I'm worried they might run into them if they keep going further. Then we still have to think of a plan to lead them away. Any active Elid groups nearby? Elids, let me think. Oh yeah, I remember the existence of an Elid nest in that area. Good. Mark it on the map, Zoe. Groza, lead your squad to the next and chase the Elids to Mega Security's cleanup zone. Get them to fight each other. Keep the squad hidden as much as possible. Your goal is to make Mega Security move away from this area. Understood. Activate the expulsion devices. Expulsion devices. Get them out of here. The Elmo soon receives a report of success from Groza. Commander, we have successfully lured the two groups into each other. The Elids have inflicted significant casualties on Mangy's security squad. They appear to be in urgent need of resupply and are currently withdrawing in an orderly fashion. And about their encampments? Balteld and Dushmaya sent over a message in a secret earlier. They say Mangy security has imprisoned them in a small room. They're waiting to go back to headquarters. That's great! Our plan's a success! Swami jumps up and down in excitement, hugging Mei Ling, who happened to be nearby. Thank you so much, Miss Mei Ling. The Commander and Groza. Now, the rest is up to them. But I'm still kind of worried. Baltild's frame is still damaged. Dushmaya has been missing for a long time too. What if Mega Security doesn't believe them? Don't worry, Miss Mei Ling. Things are already going much better than we expected. Yeah. At least they didn't force a neurocloud wipe on them. So let's believe in them. I pat Mei Ling on the shoulder. We're all doing it for Dushmaya. And of course, for the future of the doll community. I hope everything goes well. We'll have to leave the investigation up to them. But never forget, no matter what, the Elmo will always be their safety net. Got it. Thank you so much. You've done so huge favor this time. Swami bows deeply to me, then straightens her body before looking into my eyes intently. I'll explain everything to Big Sis once we're back at the community. And if you need other resources in addition to the intel and possible hiding spots of the Elmo, I'll talk it out to Big Sis. Alright, I look forward to hearing from you. Returning to Mega Security, Lonnie immediately reports the completion of the retrieve mission. He receives the following order. Stand by and wait notification from the conglomerate, who will be dispatching dedicated personnel to collect the doll. What's going on in management lately? It's one thing to not equip with those 3rd gen dolls, but why on earth are they recovering these obsolete old models? Commission from Tulazo Incorporated. Don't pry into it. Ah, subsidiary. Is something the conglomerate dumped into them? Speaking of which, that incident in Lviv has been causing quite a stir lately. Rumors are aplenty. For example, rumored that the Lviv White Zone has been conducting high-risk radiation experiments all along. Who knows what those eggheads are scheming about? Lonnie shrugs, seemingly unwilling to say more on this topic. Finish your work ASAP. Don't pussyfoot around. There are more bases than need to be checked than we imagined. Plus, we encountered those strange dolls. It'll be appropriate to request reinforcements in this situation. I don't think Omen has been busy lately. We can dump this mess on her. That woman isn't as easy to manipulate as you imagine. Be careful. Don't get tricked by her. But still, they are good at dealing with troublesome missions. Such remarks are a blight on my ears. Lentine, who appeared near them at some point, leans against the doorframe with her arms crossed, her eyes amid a cold shine. Well, I've already submitted a request for reinforcements to management. It's waiting for approval, but still, I will appreciate your help. The manga security squad leader shoots Lonnie an awkward look, but Lonnie deliberately turns his head away from the gazes of his colleagues. This is exactly what I come to talk to you about. Lentine walks in, stopping in front of the squad leader, acting as if Lonnie were invisible. My hands are full of work. I can't spare any time to help you. It's just some Yellow Zone cleanup work. It won't take long. Cleanup work? I don't think is as simple as you make it sound. Lentine's lips curl into a mocking smile as she slowly turns her head towards Lonnie. Are the higher-ups still trying to suppress experimental research after the explosion at Lviv? Alright. I'll accept your reinforcement request. Really? Then I'll send you the coordinates that haven't been checked yet. Lentine changes the subject before the squad leader can finish his sentence. However, the work that I have on hand has to be passed to someone else as well. Want to swap missions? That is going to be some kind of unpleasant work, isn't it? The squad leader shoots a pleading look at Lonnie again. This time, Lonnie responds by closing his eyes, clearly unwilling to offer any help. Not really, just a mission about clearing out some special bases that have already been marked. I remember those coordinates. That's also in the Elzon, right? This is unfinished work, just outside the research area. Right, so take a guess. Why haven't I set out yet? Take a big, long guess. The squad leader's face turns deathly pale. So, please do complete your mission quickly. Of course, like I said, we can swap missions if you really want to. Might not be a good idea to delay a mission from the higher-ups. What do you think? A knock comes from the office door at that moment. A woman of calm demeanor walks in. Cocoon? A gentle smile is one of the dolls before her. Yet the smile does not reach her eyes. It is. Greetings, everyone. I represent Tlazo Incorporated and its parent company, Chep Fabin. I'm here to check on the mission progress. Lentine's eyes distinctively narrow at the unknown doll who just arrived. Her seemingly harmless expression does not lower Lentine's guards. Not one bit. Any doll who can barge into manga security by herself as a representative of the conglomerate is likely to be a third-gen doll. Recalling what past intel explained about third-gen dolls, Lentine senses that Cocoon's arrival will inevitably stir trouble. Third-gen doll. Why here? Lonnie finally turns his head back and looks directly at Cocoon. He reports on the mission progress. The additional mission assigned today has long been completed. The retrieval fragment register code DP12 has been placed in warehouse number 19. Feel free to collect the doll at any time. Thank you for cooperation. I shall personally supervise and confirm her neurocloud wipe. Lentine takes a small step forward, such that she's now walking in front of Cocoon. Perfect timing. I'll take you there. Adjutant Lentine, right? Thank you for your assistance. From what I know, DP12 has long been abandoned for a long time. Minggang Security did receive your coordinates by accident recently, but I don't think the conglomerate was informed about it. How did the conglomerate know about 12? And how did they know enough to issue a retrieval commission? Such matters, I'm afraid, are also outside of what I'm privy to. A faultless answer from Cocoon, with not even the slightest flicker of emotion. I'm only here to execute Lady Berryfield's orders. That you, coerced her into. Oh, now I'm interested. How did a doll, long abandoned, attract the attention of Tlazo's director? Or could it be that the doll is an object of interest to even the conglomerate's top brass? Please keep your pointless curiosity to yourself. What Lady Berryfield takes interest in is none of your concern. Not yours, nor mine. Deshneva is bound to a workbench in the middle of Warehouse 19, awaiting her fate in silence until the steel door is groaned open. Hearing that, she lifts her head in instinct and looks at the figure approaching her. A doll with pink hair. Deshneva knows that she has never seen that doll before. Fragmented records within her neurocloud surge into her mind the very next moment. The blurry scene of a blown-up research lab overlaps with the warehouse before her eyes. A blurry figure lifts her from the fiery ruins. She keeps yelling something. The image of a blurry figure keeps superimposing and intertwining with the smiling woman in front of her. No way. No, that doesn't feel right. The pink-haired doll's gaze, with those impressive eyes, reflects absolute malevolence and coldness. This is not the gaze of the individual whom Dishmaya misses dearly. But all she needs is the name. As long as she reads out the name she yearned to confirm one day and night, she'll be able to set everything straight. The name rises from the depths of Dishmaya's neurocloud, rushing to her lips. Like a sob suppressed for too long, it slips out. DP-12? An ominous feeling stirs in Lentine's chest as she hears that familiar name. Lentine makes a move to stop Cocoon from hearing too much. She raises her eyebrows, walks in front of Cocoon to block her line of sight, and interrupts Dishmaya. What? You changed your frame already? Looks different from what you had before. Indeed. I'll need to check and confirm her identification code. My ID is TP-12. Don't you remember me? You used to work on my team for a bit. I don't remember. Looks like too much time has passed. There's some problems in your backup now. Cocoon smiles as she continues to stare at Lentine, who is currently conversing with Dishmaya. She speaks the calm, gentle tone she's known for. Lady Lentine, DP-12 seems to have left a deep impression on you. I remember every companion that I've ever worked with. Only the interesting ones, of course. So that's how it is. My intel suggests that DP-12 once achieved a remarkably high score in Griffin's intel processing tests, and that was why Mangy Security chose to take her in. Looks like her scores were excellent enough for you to remember her. It's such a pity that 12 was swallowed by a Bujin during Yellow Mission. She was never retrieved. I'm sure you must have felt a great sense of loss. For an old obsolete doll, it matters little if she's gone. So why does the Palazzo want her back after 10 years have passed? They even sent out a direct request for retrieval. Is the reason something that matters? You're just an adjutant in Mangy Security, yet you seem quite curious about the conglomerate's affairs. Are you perhaps looking to pursue a career with the conglomerate? Thanks for the praise. Understanding our employers helps us complete our mission better, and that is our objective. Lentine answers Cocoon fearlessly. Ignoring Lentine's attitude, Cocoon smiles and takes a few steps forward. She turns her gaze to the workbench behind Lentine, examining it with great difficulties. Dishmaya returns Cocoon's appraising gaze with a look of perplexion. Cocoon only takes a moment to look at Dishmaya's eyes and frame. A red glow lights up within her visual module, the next second signifying the completion of a long-range scan. Lentine watches Cocoon closely, but she does not intervene like she did before. Requesting another confirmation of ID and ownership information. ID DP-12. Owner. Mangy Security. Cocoon crosses her arms, fingers tapping rhythmically on her forearm. She cocks her head in doubt, but her uncertainty only lasts a second before disappearing into thin air. Cocoon puts away her smile and turns away, calmly walking back to Lentine's side as she lost all interest in Dishmaya. In any case, I thank Mangy Security for completing this additional mission. However, 12 was recorded as having joint missions with decommissioned doll ASVK in the past. I will need to ensure that her neurocloud is wiped clean for security reasons. She is currently an asset of Mangy Security. If you want a neurocloud wiped protocol to start, you must provide a reason and go through the proper procedures. Palazzo's incorporated mission clearly specified a request for her neurocloud to be wiped. Cocoon intentionally places emphasis on the word clearly. Request is a request, protocol is protocol. Proper procedure and protocol must be followed before a neurocloud wipe can be executed. Things have always been this way. Cocoon turns her smile to Lentine, yet Lentine does not back down at all. A moment of silence passes. Cocoon turns to leave. I'll be back once the paperwork is complete. Sounds of her rhythmic footsteps move away from the warehouse, growing quiet. Tushevnia still stares blankly in the direction that Cocoon has left, as if something within her neural cloud just got pieced together before disappearing into thin air again. It doesn't matter where you came from or how you managed to arrive at this place. Just heed these words. Your neural cloud has already been wiped. Lentine's icy voice drags her out of her daze. Your real ID is KSVK. Your file is secretly switched with 12s within Maggie's security database. Don't get your own identity wrong, and don't share this with just anyone. Where is DP-12? Tashnaya's voice is hoarse. To the extent she's unable to keep up with her usual way of speaking. Was she the doll just now? I felt something familiar. Did she undergo a wipe in my place and turn into that doll? That is absolutely not the DP-12 you're looking for. Lentine interrupts her train of thought without any hesitation. Thazo would never value a doll that highly, unless someone else values DP-12. Lentine looks in the direction that Cocoon left and falls into a bout of contemplation. Could it be her? She does happen to be a doll with a rather tenacious drive to win. Tushevna suddenly speaks, interrupting Lentine's thoughts. I want to find my companion. Lentine shoots an icy gaze at the determined doll for a moment, and nods subtly. I'm a collaborator of DP-12. If you want to see the real DP-12, listen to my instructions. Enter standby mode. Don't say what you shouldn't. Don't do what you shouldn't. What you should do is wait here quietly. Everything is going as Lentine predicted. With 12 as bait, she managed to make Dishvaya wait obediently in an environment alien to her, following her instructions. Finding KSVK undoubtedly means having an extra bargaining chip in her dealings with 12. Alright, that should be 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't know if I have it in me to read anymore. Okay. There's so much to do. It's almost daunting how much I had to read. In-depth investigation. Trades are an exchange of value and identity of player, and pieces can be swapped in an instant. Can I make it to halfway? I don't know if I can do it. Oh well, let's keep going for now. Let's try and get one more. Late at night, at Maggie Security's decommissioned item warehouse, the unpleasant smell of machine oil and rusted metal saturates the air. Nikita digs through a pile of decommissioned doll frames, guided by a faint tracking signal. Actually, I need some water real quick. There we go. That's a little better. Although the Elmo did report a successful infiltration, Nikita can't help but worry about the dolls. The quiet pile of doll frames in front of her resembles a mass grave, containing nothing but decommissioned frames. Just as she begins to suspect a fruitless search that compels her to return, a faint clatter of falling component rings from a corner of the warehouse. Nikita instantly goes on high alert. She quickly points her weapon in the direction of the sound's origin. A doll carefully emerges from behind the pile of doll frames that hit her. Illuminated by dim light, a huge gash is present on her waist. Her limbs seem to have sustained varying degrees of damage. Takeda confronts the doll with her gun. A moment passes before the doll puts away her weird expression, seemingly having recognized something. I'm a companion of Dishnaya. Are you the other doll the boss sent? The air of tension finally eases after the two dolls confirm each other's identities and IDs. Takeda looks at Baltilt's battered frame and frowns. I rushed over here to find you guys the moment boss notified me. According to boss's description, the infiltration was successful for both of you. Why have you ended up in this warehouse alone? Where's just Venya? A bitter laugh escapes Baltilt's lips as she recalls what happened. When we arrived at main security, their leader took Deshvaya away after receiving some sort of order. I asked to go with Deshvaya, but the retrieval squad ignored me completely. They then shot me and threw me here. They were probably thinking that a civilian doll like me only had a place in a warehouse with junk. Well, at least it helped to act more in freedom. Your frame has sustained considerable damage from your successful infiltration of Mangi's security. We better get your frame repaired before we proceed. Baltilt gives her neck a good stretch. She shows Nikita the tools she has on hand. Parts and components are plenty here. I've completed all critical repairs on myself already. Baltilt's voice sounds hoarse and distorted due to her damaged vocalization module. She noticed Nikita's worried expression and shakes her head. Don't worry, my ability isn't affected. This frame never had much combat ability to begin with, but I can keep all the necessary functions maintained. I've been prepared to lose this frame ever since I arrived in this place. Should something unexpected to happen, feel free to discard this frame. Facing Baltilt's calm expression, Nikita does not speak further on the matter. Instead, she changes the topic to their mission. Did you see where they took Dushevnya? Baltilt shakes her head, her voice brimming with helplessness. Our communications got cut off when she got taken away. I couldn't track her down. Right now, I'm worried that she'll get her neural cloud wiped clean before she can even find DP-12. It won't happen this early. If Mangi Security retrieved her frame for the conglomerate, then KSVK's neural cloud might actually contain something of interest to them. As long as we find her before the conglomerate's top brass does, it'll all be fine. Then, do you know how to find her? Deshvaya was retrieved at DP-12, so we'll know who's looking for her if we follow that lead. Let's start by thinking about the matter of 12 and KSVK swapping identification codes. If that's been confirmed, then the real 12 has probably already been put into active service. Because KSVK's identification code within the archives has been changed from decommissioned to officially in active service. She's also currently under Lentine's ownership. So we'll get to check on Dushme if we manage to contact Lentine? I'm against rushing to make contact with her before we can confirm the situation. I understand your concerns, but I want to confirm Deshvaya's safety, ASAP, no matter what. I've encountered many decommissioned dolls throughout the Yellow Zone. I don't think Deshvaya's retrieval bodes well for her at all. Alright, I'll try to get into the database again. However, Mangi Security does InfoSec really well. My clearance is limited, so higher level info can only be attained through decrypting the permissions required. Is it risky? The risks are manageable. Besides, boss has arranged for Leva to provide us remote electronic warfare support. Nikita connects to Mangi Security's database once again, skillfully hacking into bypassing the defense systems. She quickly makes a discovery while browsing through the archives. KSVK's retrieval was a task commissioned by Talzo Incorporated. But the workflow for this mission was very simple and involved few people. It feels like they didn't want too many to know about this at all. We have reason to suspect that it might be a faked mission. The owner received that call of unknown origin pretty close to the time this mission was sent out. Does that mean the original 12 issued this mission? Disguising herself as the conglomerate? Is she trying to find Deshvaya? Not likely. From what I know, 12's owner is Lentine, who is known to be rather sharp and capable. She's not some all-talk, no-bite paper tiger. She controls her units, essentially. Although I've never been directly under her command, the squad she leads, Omen, has always been renowned. To her, dolls are simply tools, a means to an end. It's unlikely she would let the original 12 try such a thing. Then, is someone else who knows of 12's survival trying to find the original 12? Perhaps our enemy has been targeting the original DP-12 all along? That is indeed possible. The thing is, DP-12's been missing for a long time now. In addition, her fate has already been recorded in the archives, so if someone's seeking her after all that, they must be deeply connected to DP-12. When Nikita tries to make a further attempt at decrypting the mission's client's info, the terminal screen suddenly turns red. Error alerts popping without end. The level 2 bolt dolls gets instantly evaded through the connecting interface. Careful, we've been discovered. The endless malicious code segments weave into a gigantic net, completely locking down the neural space of the 2 dolls. There she is. Allied Unit Helen showed up. In the novel too. Just as Nikita and Baltilda are about to go consumed by the malicious data, another data stream obviously different from everything else appeared within level 2. It does not fight against the data woven net. Instead, it aims for the interface that connects the attackers to the database, severing the link between them. The alarms stop immediately. Nikita and Baltilda receive a notification soon after, informing them about a location in great detail. We managed to fend off the attacks thanks to the reinforcements. Was it Leva, who the commander mentioned before? It didn't feel like Leva's handiwork. Not only did they help us fight off the external intel attack, they also revealed Dushmaya's current location to us. Can't be sure what they're an enemy or ally, but we have to go there if we want to find more clues about Dushmaya. Inside a standard Mengi security workshop, while Baltilda and Nikita converse, Cocoon watches the defeated attacking data commands on a screen with a slight frown. Cocoon already knew that someone would try to investigate the additional mission that she issued and try to pinpoint her identity using that. What she didn't expect is for a third party to intervene in electronic warfare. A rather skilled old hand at that. The technique differs from most other enemies I've encountered in the past. Cocoon talks to herself, somewhat confused. Was it the doll that just arrived? But is it really possible for a doll to reach this level so soon after retrieval? She recalls the clean, efficient offensive technique that felt faintly familiar to her. A flicker of disgust crosses her eyes. Deconstructing my offensive tactics, then counterattacking using my own methods. How irritating. Cocoon connects to Mengi Security's internal network once again. She changes her target, easily bypassing every clearance lock. This all ends now. A bug that flies into a nest won't leave too quickly, no? Cocoon sets an alluring trap within the Mengi security database. She has developed an indescribable sense of anticipation for this unknown opponent of hers. Lentine leads a squad to lock down Lonnie's location, shortly after the attack on Mengi Security's database. His office door is brutally slammed open. Lentine's figure appears in the doorway. Behind her are members of Omen, the squad that she directly commands. Without a word, the squad members silently fan out from either side of Lentine, effortlessly blocking all exits, their icy gaze locking on each other and every non-Omen individual within the office. What are you doing on my office with a bunch of people? Lonnie questions Lentine, clearly irritated. We have a diverse mix of personalities with us at Mengi Security, It's hardly surprising that we find rats every now and then. Lentine walks up to Lonnie and tosses a data tablet on the table. Your account illegally accessed the database just a few minutes ago. My people were there to catch it immediately. Naturally, I had to report all this up the chain of command. Report all this up the chain of command for the sake of safety. I came here to impose a lockdown order for the same reason. You're telling me that I illegally accessed the database? Lonnie bulges his eyes wide, as if he just heard something ridiculous. Why would I need to access it illegally with my level of clearance? I'm just stating the facts. Maggie Security's database suffered an attack some minutes ago. The enemy tried to look through data on mine, then tried to tamper with some of the intel. The evidence left behind is the clearance permissions from your account. I didn't even open our data system within the time frame you described. There's no use saying all that to me. You will have to undergo a round of investigation for the sake of information security. Still, like you said, nothing to worry about if you're not guilty. Right? After all, I'm pretty sure you won't want someone doing whatever they want in the company through your clearance. Take him in for questioning. Lonnie's protests appear futile under the silent, oppressive pressure of Omen Squad. He is eventually escorted away by 2 Omen members on each side of him. Just you wait. After watching Lonnie get taken away, Lentine makes her way to a well-hidden room where DP-12 awaits her. Thanks for the intel just now, but who is the real intruder? The intruder is likely someone from Talazzo Incorporated. Cocoon. That 3rd-gen doll. Her current identity is that of an intel agent working for Talazzo as a liaison to Maggie Security. It'll be quite disadvantageous for me if she discovers the matter of you swapping identification codes with KSVK. So many years have passed since then, I don't think KSVK will attract any attention from the top brass. Besides, I edited her identification code already. Talazzo commissioned Lonnie to retrieve BP-12, so their real target would be me, by right. We still don't know what their real goal is, but I did stop Cocoon from wiping the doll's neural cloud, just temporarily. Thank you for your help. Don't lay down your guard just because of that. It's only temporary. The URNC has already dispatched their investigation officers. We don't have much time to waste. The higher-ups pressed me to take care of those coordinates several times. They pressed me so frequently at this point in time, even an idiot will realize that they have some terrible work lined up. Lentine lets out a bitter chuckle. Maybe it'll end up like what happened at that cleanup mission from before, the one where we entered a Paradia space and crawled out with huge losses. Are you worried about this mission be about Paradius again? I hope not. I'm just considering the worst case scenario. After all, in the eyes of those higher-ups, Omen exists for the very purpose of taking on such missions. Omen is not a maid of glory, but rather an unfortunate label that your colleagues have given you. Your squad may take on endless numbers of dirty jobs. You remain prone to a future of being regarded as disposable pawns at any moment. I'm not as self-loathing as you think. I will not face that kind of future, and I will never let it happen to me. Only by grasping enough leverage can we earn our bargaining chips. You and I both know the importance of intel. Does this mission really involve Paradius? What are some pieces of important intel that we can leverage? I believe that you can find me some solid answers to that. Of course, I shall form further investigations to pay you back for protecting KSVK. Best to get such troublesome things out of the way early. I don't want to end up like the commander, after all. Lentine changes the subject, lacing her voice with a hint of mockery. That man has gotten worse and worse in the course of a decade. Who would have expected that he'd blow up Lviv? That's a white zone. The URNC would not let that go easily. You and I both know Commander would never do such a thing. Available evidence suggests that he's most suited to be the conglomerate's scapegoat. 12's smile remains unchanged, but her gaze turns icy. Are you trying to threaten me by emphasizing all that? I'm simply pitying the hero whose curtain draws near. For men like him, dying in combat would be the best outcome. A far better fate than becoming a chess piece to be toyed with by those in power. What's the difference between you and the commander, then? Omen Squad is also a chess piece of Maggie Security's top brass. Do not compare me with that person. I already know what I have to do. I'm just lacking some effective tools. Tools? I'd probably consider one of your tools, aren't I? A partnership based on mutual benefits is the most stable kind. I believe we don't think of each other as companions. In other words, I constantly have to be on guard against you possibly betrayal. Of your possible betrayal? Eventual, maybe? How cold. And here I thought that after KSVK and Lullaby Project, we'd at least consider each other accomplices. I've never believed in doll loyalty. Not even in 3rd gen dolls. The last time Blue Sphere, 3rd gen doll served as commander, her squad casualty rate was 100%. Dolls are just tools. To a tool, the only thing that matters is the task. Tools have no companions. As expected, you are indeed deeply wary of dolls, quite unlike the commander. But it's okay to trust us a little since you do want to work with us, you know. There's no need to try cozying up to me. I know very well that to protect KSVK, I must acquire sufficient power, and right now, you're the only individual who I can trust and make security. If I didn't have your help back then, I would have never been able to save KSVK in time, much less help her escape make security. Although you did not wake me up as per our agreement, I do not harbor any resentment against you. How boring. I'm no coward. If they want to send me to my death, they better be prepared to go down with me. Once Talzo's in dire straits, they won't have the strength to push blame for their mistakes onto others. You need not worry. I'll fabricate data and steer their speculations. I shall help you craft a perfect story and feed it to the URNC investigations. Perhaps you might be inclined to show some generosity in return for this. KSVK has been retrieved. They want to wipe your neurocloud in order to end the trouble that started all those years ago. I helped you block the wipe, but you better not give your hopes up too much. I understand. I'll start by going to the location you gave me. I'll try my best to save her, wiped or not. We both know that KSVK's backup is still in your hands. I will do my best to cooperate with you, for the sake of that child. Watch out for that 3rd gen doll named Cocoon. Last boss of the event? Lentine offers her a final reminder. She's here for you. Of course. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Okay. That's going to be it for me, because I need a nap. And then, you know what? I don't know. I need to do all of the stuff for, Arknight's Enfield still today. Because I haven't started the patch at all. It's just a waste of not gathering the resources this way, so I need to get it all done today if I can. Maybe I'll clock in to stream more. If not, I'll be back on Saturday. Something like that. I'll be back on Saturday at best. Monday at worst. Oops, I did not. What the heck? Why did I repost the same thing? Yeah, maybe come back tonight if I wake up in time. Not too late. I gotta do the Arctic thing regardless, so I might stream it, I might not. But I will do it for sure. Frontline to the rest of the story either Saturday or next Monday. Peace. Do 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 do.